back from NKT. He is asked to do far too much. But Berserks is continually holding his nerve in every clutch moment, every high pressure moment.
Hello guys, welcome to this.
Once again, that 1v1 will break NKT's money. Put Boom in a position where they should just be able to secure double digits here. They're being pretty favored to close this map out.
You could just tell Fields and Six Fingers, the coaches, were slightly nervous about that round as well, but
I mean, coaching Boom is just a nerve-wracking endeavor in general, to be fair.
True enough. But well, here they go. Should
Nice.
be their round, you said.
Nice
Mark
one.
tries to make a go for it. Sheriff shots found and weapons possibly picked up now.
Dropping spike.
Yeah, Neural Theft unfortunately will inform them that they are on completely the wrong side of the map. Nice open plant for White Cat. He's got a full kit of util and will secure the showstopper off the back of putting the spike down on A.
Poom does have null command as well, though. But first obstacle is going to have to be a NC Slasher with this Odin. Can't make it out. Door broken. More players noted too.
Zurich needs to win this duel, but he's staring down the barrel of a rocket, so he does not like the way that looks. Just gonna head back to heaven.
Yeah. Gunpowder, that is a nasty smell. I'm gonna get my way out, but through stairs, Nats will secure the angle, and there you go. As you've mentioned, it did get a bit dicey, but Boom finds double digits.
Pressured enough to force out the showstopper though. Contact play straight up into C, goes decently until Alert goes berserk from the back of the site. Boom recovers really well though. You can tell they're quite the calling, the structure is all there. This is the experience that you gain from playing in Tier 1. The core of the team is still there. They know exactly how they need to play. They've got the coaching staff established there for quite a while. It seems like White Cat and that's fitting decently into that structure as well.
Definitely has been pretty nice to see the whole team coming together in this fashion. Once again, the pillar stability berserks with Steel Guard in this round.
Progression on front B. This has been the same for NKT. This time they've secured rumble control, so not as clueless about what's happening inside of the site. Paint shells much needed, but won't clear either of the trips here. As NKT do play retake, invested just to be able to try to slow Boom down here. NKT are waiting to see what Boom will do in the mid to late round. They have a steel garden and a pit to be able to invest, and indeed that's just immediately what they're going to rig to try to get into the site here.
Straight they go. I'm keeping my eye on Z-Rip though, because he's got 1 kill away from Showstopper. Nightfall quickly by NKT, but to no real avail just yet. Angle secured by Boom. Soda has to get out of dodge.
Try to contest before the pit even went down. Showstopper is there. Sees how is White Cat alive?
Alright. 1 HP is all the guy needs. Oh! Wallbang now at the end. Still though, the pit is up and Boom trying to play hooky around it. I mean, look at how Shiro's kind of dipping in and out. A pop flash gets sent across. Still the obstacle oppressive as ever. No real utility to work off of it. They're just gonna walk through contact front, and then Shiro able to spray it. Skewer down to 2. Berserk's out from back as well. Suddenly it's a 2v1 where Boom is way too low. You can hear some swell. Goes for the wild swing, but punished at the end. Boom. They secure way past double digits now. It's up to 11 and 7.
Yeah, it's all of the veteran players stepping up for Boom. You know, NKT, there was definitely some flavor there, some spice at the start of the map. They had a couple of very nice rounds here and there, but the consistency hasn't been there. Boom has just kind of worked them down over time, and it's been players like Berserks, like Shiro, in these post plants, as well as just some good fundamentals in terms of the calling, but as well as just the crossfires. I mean, you see Berserks as well as Shiro playing off each other so well on that C side. They played that exact same side on the defensive side. These guys know exactly how to work with all of those angles. They've been doing it for months and months.
It's pretty disciplined. NKT is playing with confidence still, though. I will give them that. Look at this forward angle taken by Z-Rip, but punished by Nats. I'm not sure if that was an upwards flick or not, but still good. And down over onto Pillar. This very well could be map point now, Pilly, as another player goes down, quickly
Nah.
traded off. Spike picked
Nice
up,
one.
and more pressure applied into B. It's a mid-round call to get the spike down on this site.
Yeah, NKT, they just continue to try to fight everything at once, and they're punished on almost every angle. Poom left all by himself, the KO specialist
Wait,
himself.
literally one
Didn't
HP,
quite
right?
land the knife that he was looking for, but
Literally.
it isn't really going to make a difference either way. Berserks is already looking to hunt him down. One
Yeah.
HP on the Vice hit, but that's all you need when you catch him on a dirty off angle like that. A 3K for Berserk secures map point for Boom.
That is just nasty. I mean, it almost does feel as though, oh, it's pre-aimed. It almost feels as though NKT's gonna have to learn pretty soon that not every battle has to be fought. Not every, like, this is not truly the hill you want to die on.
I mean, it's just their style. We saw it in Challenges SCA. They love to fight together. They love to play this quick, snappy, aggressive Valorant. It's why they played the KO. You know, the most NKT thing you can really do is Under Armour KO flash and just swing, or you know, flash satchel, something like that. So, just their style. Quick one straight to the big side from Boom, though. Hello.
Okay, Judge! Off to White Cat, continuing to push up.
Replay देखो एक बार.
Look at this toxic screen, this time angled towards the side on purpose. Paint shot well, Pilly. Well, might to side on purpose. Paint shells will catch Poom as well.
From Boom, though.
देखो.
Just their style. Quick one straight to the big side.
सीधा उसके मुंह पे टिकी लिया.
Hello.
वो मार के गया.
Okay.
These maps gets used to the stage because Boom, it is, you know, without a doubt, a mix of some newer talent with some players that you know and love, and with a core that is very experienced. And I think that the experience definitely showed on Boom and got them through this difficult map.
Couldn't agree more, especially after that one little timeout they had.
37 हो गया
Here we
भाई.
go. We're gonna toss it back over onto our desk to kind of talk us through this action on Lotus.
First round BME लेके गई.
Right, what a performance there by Boom Esports. Really, really great to be seeing all of them doing their very best, performing such, you know, so well in the first few games. So yeah. Morgan?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, sorry about that. But yeah, like, I would love to know your thoughts. They have performed very, very well as for Boom Esports as well. So I would just love to know your thoughts on what they did really, really well on that first game.
Yeah,
so
I
many
think
to
for Boom, you know, we saw that shakiness at the start. I can't lie, I was getting a little bit worried personally. We saw NKT start to string some rounds together, but I think the big thing about Boom is they settled themselves into the game, recovered that first half back into a 7-5, which was absolutely massive for them. You know, and I think we really saw the veterans step up on this team, as the casters were talking about. We look at Shiro, we look at Berserks on this side of Boom, really managing to step up, be the anchors, be the rock that this team needs. You know, a little bit of shakiness from the rookies coming in, but I think when you have this much experience, you know, they've been here before, they know how to get these kind of maps across the line, which is very, very important.
Definitely. I mean, they were able to stand strong and composed while, you know, facing against NKT, who started off very, very aggressive and strong as well. But, you know, I think it's because of their excitement, but I don't know. But Boom was able to manage to maintain their composition throughout the game, and, you know, be able to just achieve the victory very, very clearly. I also want to mention about NKT as well, where, you know, they have started off very, very strong. But I would love to know your thoughts on the players. You know, Zrip trying his best to actually play aggressively as well. But yeah, like, I would just love to know your thoughts.
Yeah, I was very impressed with him. I felt like he really came out swinging in this map one. You know, we saw him get some big entries, those collats with the Outlaw. I mean, I feel like he was the first player on NKT to really settle into the game. And I gotta say, I love that they were standing up. I love that they were giving it to Boom. I think that's what you want to do. Don't be afraid to try and put them on the back foot. But ultimately, especially once we swapped sides there, I felt like Boom settled into the game. You know, we saw a bit of aggression from NKT in that first half, but when you get onto that defender side, it becomes a lot harder. You can't do this 4-1 death ball. So I think I want to see a bit more cleanness in their defensive halves as we head towards map 2.
For sure. And for the next map, we do have Ascent as well. Do you think
Okay,
going
guys, we are back.
have any impact on that? Just a quick one, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's been a good map for NKT. I think, do you think they have a chance there?
For sure. And for now, that's just map 1 for all of us here today, guys. We do have a lot of more Valorant action coming up for you, but for now, we'll pass it on to the break and we'll be right back.
What if we stay here, pretend there's nothing else?
लाइक उनका लंच ब्रेक हुआ है, अब भी लंच ब्रेक करता हूँ, 2 मिनट में मैच चालू हो जाएगा।
My mind's at a different place. Hot trends don't make me chase. Too busy paving this way for you. My words have a different price. Exclusive, you can't subscribe. Save up if you want advice. You do. If you come at me, you better bring your A game. Step it up. Step it up. If you think you got this, don't you hesitate. Run it up. You can't compete with someone who doesn't play your game. You can't compete. Can't you see we're not the same? My eyes get a different view. Big dreams you cannot subdue. Watch and learn a thing or two. You do. Climb into higher plane. Get smaller with every aim. Watch me as I take that reign. You do. If you come at me, you
हेलो
Okay, so we are back here again. Super excited just for a short break. So, as we talked about just now, about Ascent, what do you think that NKT need to prepare for this match specifically to take on Boom Esports?
Well, I mean, I think the thing is, it's about finding a way to be aggressive on the defender side. That is clearly their style. That's clearly how they like to play. So I think it's about finding ways to settle themselves into the game, especially when you're on that defender half, because you can't just play as a big group and trade out. When they were doing that on the attack side of Lotus, I felt like they were really quite effective at it. But I will say Boom's track record is not that strong on this map. Didn't get a win on it in stage 2, and even then they weren't at their best on it in stage 1, where we saw them win a lot of games. So this is kind of a weakness in Boom's map pool. So I do think NKT have a good chance here, but I think ultimately, again, it's about settling themselves into the game, and you can't let Boom build that big momentum like we saw. They strung 5 rounds together at the end of that first half to ultimately creep ahead at that halftime pause. So ultimately, I think they have to put a stop to that. They need to find a way to keep their foot on the pedal, keep moving forward, and keep showing us that Thai flair, that spice, that aggression.
Yeah, I really also want to see, because that losing the first map will definitely have some impact on their mental game as well. I really want to know how they're going to get back up for game number 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, you know that was your opponent's map pick, even if it is a map that you like yourselves. You know you're coming into your map pick now, so you just gotta, focus on yourselves, focus on projecting your own confidence. But we have the Asian select coming in. Now, this is kind of wild on the side of NKT. We saw a little bit of Teo from RRQ over in Pacific, and they're taking a leap of faith there. I mean, kind of surprising considering how good Boom's KO is. That they want to move away from it on Ascent of all maps, but I like it. They're bringing changes. They're trying to catch this Boom team off guard, who are playing that very standard composition that we're all used to seeing. I want to highlight Whitecat on this Jet. I mean, I think we saw him be a little bit shaky with that ult, but if he gets more solid, I think Boom could be in a good spot.
For sure. Talking about Spice and the TIE Flare, I hope we get to see more of it this game as well. But for now, let's get the casters going.
Thank you very much to Sarah and Morgan. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty interesting one to say the least. A peculiar comp coming out from the side of NKT, but also Boom within range of taking that first up. Pilly, what you got for me?
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this Teo does go post-nerf. Boom coming off the KO, it's something that he's a bit of a specialist on. He's got a lot of reps on. They're even playing it on the Lotus, so they must have a specific plan in mind here. Over on the side of Boom, though, do have Whitecat playing the Jet. It's notable because, Yoru is something that Boom did kind of flirt with, did kind of experiment with, even mixed in the Phoenix when Famous was in the roster.
Yeah.
So, look, Jet just continues. This is just insanity for NKT. What is Darth doing in market? 5 seconds into the round.
Did he TP'd all the way across. Berserks, thankfully, will be able to pick up the trade, but look at how it kind of hurted the rotations across the map from Boom. Now they're up against this retake onto A.
Bro, they got no idea what's going on. They're still recovering from the fact that the Oba was in market. The spike's down on A. They're just trying to pick up the pieces.
Okay, well, you do have some util to work off of, especially NC/Flash Flash and Knife that just came back, but Z-Rip, there he goes. Here's the footsteps as well, and lands a dig. My goodness. And there goes the Tato for the post plants. Pop up from NC/Slasher though, and he's gonna be fine. It's a shock dart lineup.
Yo, nice on the spike, buddy. You got missiles, you got shock darts. They're playing in dirty little corners. That's disgusting from NKT. Exactly what they're trying to change about Valorant right now. They're trying to nerf all of the utility. And NKT are like, how can I squeeze every little bit out of it? What a beautiful pistol from them. Nice little TP rather, up onto market with the blind side, getting themselves a free A site post plant where they just dump all of the users straight onto Gen. These guys have lost the plot, both in-game and out.
Man, I don't know, man. For me, rounds like these, they got me feeling a certain kind of way. Now they're going back into it, and Boom, not gonna let them have it so easy this time.
Yeah, NKT taking this B market control, or rather B main control. Does seem like they want to force the B side here.
There we go, especially with the clone. Looking for Z-Ripple. Do you know that it's a sniper? Man, it's gonna be the pistols from the side of Boom, though. They managed to find some felt by NKT now, where all of a sudden they find themselves potentially within threat of losing out the round. He doesn't have much ammo, but he's still going for the fight. Darth, you gotta calm down.
He's gonna pick up the spike, gets himself a Phantom to play with. Dart will clear that close spawn position. Darth gonna put the spike down, does have one dart cover to play with, and Natsa still got a paranoia to go.
Oh. They certainly can set up. He goes around the corner, Shiro spins around at the last second. Boom to answer back with Thrifty.
This is just chaos, but Boom, exactly like you said, that is a huge round to be picking up. Shiro gonna grab himself a Phantom at the end of things. NKT, I mean, it's set plays that you're seeing from them with this particular composition. Yeah, I mean, honestly, look, like, they've got that pistol round to start things off. They've got a nice little B execute where they're throwing the bloody kitchen sink at the site. But at the end of the day, Boom is still able to win that round, is still able to cause a pretty huge upset, and unfortunately put NKT in an extremely awkward position where Otherwise, you'd like to see them get off to a really nice
NKT
start.
का
Trying to
heavy
set
है.
full momentum, but now, unfortunately, they've been forced to kind of slow down a bit.
Yeah, I think that's possibly what they need. You know, Morgan did say it's the best time for teams to come up with new
Oi.
approaches to the game, and NKT certainly aren't doing that, but now forced to take a knee. You got a little one-way smoke outside of A main as well.
I mean, Soda must be feeling himself. Dude's just bought a martial armor on the Sova.
Come on, अकेला ही
like
दिख
this.
रहा है.
Pick himself up the orb. Re-clear on B main though from Shiro confirms that there's not a single sight from NKT. They are regrouping back towards that A side of the map. NC Slasher with a quick rotation does have a fragment to slow this one down.
Omen को एक kill
He's
मिलेगा.
got paranoia as well.
And they're just gonna watch the angle. Drone confirms it, and they've kind of tucked away from the drone as well, so not suppressed, able to stall.
Business नहीं
Completely
पड़ेगा.
stalled out here. Berserks is already in tiles as well. They've got the
Mid से push. आई.
Beautiful.
nice and easy.
That's exactly
Nice
what
way.
you want from Boom, now for Berserks as well. Everyone spotted
Yeah,
the
he's
side
gone
of
there.
this smoke.
I feel
It's
like I'm
lovely.
watching Boom during their playoffs choke. They also couldn't get out of the chokes on Ascent. Like, now they're doing it to NKT. So look,
They
it's got to
learned.
feel good on the other side of things.
Yeah.
In fact, I mean, yeah, I guess they learned. They learned that it's
Finished.
pretty hard to get out of the chokes on Ascent. And just,
I think pen they need
away.
था.
Works pretty
Oh my
well for
God.
you. So that is exactly what Boom wanted there, though. Quack, very, very nice anti-eco conversion. All of the guns up. They're feeling quite confident here for NKT. It's time to see some more momentum from them. Looks like a slower round to start things off. A little bit more of a default. Teo drone is dealt with over on
Oh.
A. It's actually just going to be a set play. Straight up catch. You're able to catch them in transition. This is kind of falling apart already, unfortunately.
बड़ा है.
Such a big fish to catch as well. Not only was it Z-Rip, alert goes down as well, but a slight trade coming out from
Right,
Boom,
right,
just
right.
comes back in and re-aggresses the fight.
Nice.
Now you've got Nats as well.
I don't think that's going to work. I don't think you can just do that to
Okay.
him away.
Dry contacts on top of dry contacts. This time, though, Darth is able to sneak one through, down to the 2v3, but you're low HP, my man. He's made some noise around the window as well, so that will be a simple pick for Nats, who also is aware that Soda is up around A main.
1v3 reveal for him. Got a full belt to util here on the Sova. Well aware where he is.
Yep.
It's a nice contact setup
Right,
again.
uh,
Soda able to take the first with him, but NC Slasher very ready to swing, and if he didn't get
Nice
it done,
round, nice
that
round.
was right there already in tree side. Again, it's just really good fundamentals securing these rounds for Boom. But Shiro, I mean, what is Bro doing bottom mid on the Sova? That is just downright disrespectful.
Definitely feeling some confidence after that little thrifty round that they picked up as well. So, I mean, you can't really fault him for being down there, can you?
I guess not. And we're going to get some more madness here, Quack. I'm seeing 5 NKT players and 3 Stingers outside of B main. Already, this is just going to be some kind of really dirty set exec.
This time with Shiro with Hunter's Fury as well. Position up towards market.
No.
Has the recon to kind of hold on the positions to trying to spam out the chokes, but shot dart sent across as well. Wycat it's a nasty shot, and here comes the rest of the team. Hot flash across. It's NC Slasher to take more space,
Nice
and
indeed.
NKT to try to sneak their way through market now.
Dark with Outlaw in hand. But Boom, I mean, again, they're just setting up around the spike and playing the percentages here.
Yeah, definitely more favorable percentages for Boom.
पीछे से मरेगा
Do
ये.
here. Smoked off. He's going to throw himself a nice little flood smoke there to try to make them worried about the fact that he will be slipping out spawn. He's going to wait long enough to make Boom
Trial ready
concerned that he
है.
could be walking down mid coming in on the flank, but the turret's going to mark that spawn side angle and he's smoked off again.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you got a full 30 seconds to go as well. This got to feel a little bit unsettling. So tries to make use of the smoke, but NC Slasher inside of it with a shorty.
Yeah, nothing for him to do there, unfortunately. Boom picking themselves up that eco win. It's 3 in a row in sync fashion. Nonetheless, should have a very, very good economy behind them on this defensive side of Ascent. And at what point, as a team of NKT's experience level, do you start to get nervous in this opening game of Ascension up against one of the Pacific favorites?
Yeah, it must be a little bit, but they seem to be keeping those vibes up anyway. And now you've got a potential round of Dimensional Drift.
Well, it's going to be quick A main control. It's going to be a flash dash straight into tiles there for Boom, which wasn't executed well, but there was no one there to punish it, really. So White Cat straight down the middle of the map. NKT just going to reply with a quick A execute.
Alert kind of calling out the team as well, also to watch out the flank just in case, but there they go into the site. Got Shiro able to kind of halt them somewhat, and now Spike not really going through just yet. They're waiting for the door to go down. Oh, and Hunter Fury baited out as well. Shiro able to buy even more time for the rest of Boom to rotate over.
This is such an awkward position for NKT, feeling very uncomfortable, just locked in inside of the site, and Boom just waiting for a mistake.
Okay. Dark though. Whoa, they're kicking down the doors for the fight. Pilly, what is this? Berserk's only out for one trade. Off to the rest of the team. Reaggress into positions found, but Z-Rip off to the other end around Cat. And here comes Nance now. Up from A main, he takes down two, leaving Z-Rip alone, where Shiro springs up from behind.
Yeah, really, really nice attempt there from NKT. I love that aggression into Cat. Caught you off guard. I think caught Boom off guard a little bit in that 4-on-5. So it's a good attempt at trying to kind of convert a lackluster situation that doesn't start well. Get Shiro catching one on the cross inside of A main. And unfortunately for NKT to do a little bit of disappointment there from the coach as well. We've seen nothing but sighs of relief and fist bumps from Boom's coaching staff. That's not something you usually get from them. Usually it's head in hands and SMH. Maybe, you know,
FML? No,
a little bit more flush there from Fields. But today has been a good day, though, so far at least.
It's a good start. We'll give them that. We're going to keep our eyes on the performance or the form throughout the rest of the map as well, though. I mean, for NKT at least, Wizard, they definitely do have a lot of exciting takes on how they want to fight themselves out of awkward situations.
Yeah, they've had some nice set plays as well. Like that pistol was beautiful. That anti-eco was woeful. You know, a nice aggression into Cat. So it's been a bit of up and down from NKT. Same can be said from Lotus. You know, they've had some interesting approaches, some cheeky plays. They have their own little flavor of how they want to be approaching things, and when things click for them and they're playing well, they're converting these rounds in very entertaining and exciting fashion, and they're feeling hyped, they're standing up in their chairs. But Boom, they are nothing but calm, composed, and in most situations in control.
Yeah. It definitely feels as though Boom has the tactical edge.
I mean, that's what would be expected. They've been cutting their teeth. The best in the world. You know, Pacific, arguably the strongest region. And look, I think Boom have definitely earned some stripes as a result of that.
Certainly. Now quickly responding to this incoming hit of the site. But NKT, you mentioned those approaches from before. Now they've got a judge TP. Oh! And Darf will quickly spring out. Can't really retrieve the weapon though, as there are two players barreling down a shotgun sent across as well, so more positions noted. Judge trying to buy time, but it's a simple spam coming up from these two players. Just an alert left until this op shot fires off. White Cat goes in for another. Now off to the shorty. And Soda is just pinned down.
Yeah, not much for him to do. He's just so low on HP. If he catches a single stray, this is over for him. He's going to try to dig Berserks out of backside first.
Oh, the turret. At least not noted yet, but 30 seconds to go. You can't really go your way out of B main. It's being pinged up by Boom as well, so trying to go through defender spawn instead. Nats is pretty low, but do you have the angle? Do you have the reaction? Barrel spotted first, and that will be that.
Just beautiful discipline.
Beautiful
post-plant play, late round play every time for Boom. You get into these XVX situations and they're just doing exactly what you'd want them to be doing. Play the high percentages. You gotta give credit NKT where it's due. they have some really nice mid-rounding. Like, you could see that the play that they tried to riff open on Shiro inside a market there was pretty nice. It's Paranoia and a couple of players diving on him. But unfortunately, there wasn't really much to follow up on that, and they didn't have much good weaponry to speak of anyway.
Revealing area.
Well, this must be the round.
Odin आ गया है.
Called for it. They've got the full buys now. NC Slasher with the Odin as well, though.
Yeah, NKT, this progression smoke front side of B main is something they've used time and time again as a launching pad for an execute. Something that Boom will be well aware of, and Shiro continually playing these aggressive positions on Wasova, not using any utility. He just really wants to send a message to NKT and disrupt them. Beautiful null command there. Does confirm that there's at least one player, but NKT deals with it pretty nicely.
Going out.
After taking a little bit of B main control, they're now going to just throw a smoke to bottom mid. KO drone straight up cat, spotted out by Nats.
Oh, he just has the elevation for it as well. TP's into safety while the rest of NKT once again tries to bulldoze their way into sight. Up to the other end though. Ooh, okay. Not too bad with the salvos, but Whitecat just stays tucked in. What a shot! And even bails himself out with Updraft and Blade Storm, but it's not going to be enough. NKT still pushing through. You also have the full ult being set towards the back of sight, but down to it at the end. They kind of going for a bit of friendly fire, Billy.
Alert, brother! There's an airstrike there. Come on, man. Your name says it all. Like, you gotta be aware of that.
Your name.
Unfortunate. Nice little off angle there from Nats to just disrupt this mid-round pivot from NKT. Like, I love what they were going for there. They push out big main. They force the rotation off.
Struggle कर रहे हैं भाई, struggle कर रहे
On
हैं.
heaven side, you got the
NKT struggle कर रही
top
है.
of a pretty shallow tree smoke.
Side entry नहीं मिल पा रही
Much
है.
about that. You just need to be aware of that angle.
Eh,
And they just get punished before they can even really get rolling, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is what it is, and you're just gonna have to keep going up to the next round. But
Look,
with this
defense
win
running.
streak that now Boom has surmassed upon, it's just so, it feels so, I don't know, it feels tough to come back from this.
I mean, we can't get back into mid here, boys, without a cage or a little bit of util, because Whitecat is going to tear you apart. He's got this deep info line.
Keep the mind
Straight
pick
down
up the
tires.
ball,
Once
ball.
again, it's a shove into B main and then a pivot back to A. But look how well Boom is reading this. There's already 3 or 4 players here ready to fight this. Drone is going to spot out the entire bloody team. And this is going to get very hard for NKT now.
Okay. Maybe a slight counter UAV for NKT, but 0 point as well, and so nicely timed.
They just can't get anywhere without Boom knowing their bloody social security number, address, absolutely everything being read by the defense right now.
Oh. Pretty soon they're gonna get doxxed. I think that's what you're trying to tell me, Pilly. And there they go. Okay. Hunter's Fury, though, committed. And it's a quick TP as well. Zero off to the races. Quickly laps up onto the quad.
Yes.
Has to reload inside of the smoke. But otherwise, online for the anti-eco ace. Swings out onto his target and
Ace
collects.
निकाला बे.
There it is. All
क्या ही
up
reflex मारा है.
Up to 8-1.
Yeah, this is Shiro at his best. Like, we've
Flip.
seen it time and time again. You
Okay.
saw it the last Ascension. You saw it in Boom's highlights when he's really feeling himself. He loves to play these disruptive positions where he's just being hyper aggressive.
Ba-bum,
He's playing some
ba-bum.
dirty off angle on an agent that you just wouldn't expect. Like, he's on the bloody Sova. You know, there's a lot of Sova players that'll be in a corner, in tree, holding a dart out or holding a drone for the retake. Shiro
Not
is
Shiro.
in your face, just multi-fragging you when you try to get into the site.
Mate, set like 8 rounds now. And he's pretty much built up towards his Hunter's Fury. NKT, what have you got?
I mean, at the moment, nothing, unfortunately. Looks like this series is going the way that would be expected. Boom, undoubtedly the favorites. Fighting for their Ascension, fighting for their Pacific spot once again. NKT trying to cause a little bit of an upset, but unfortunately just doesn't really feel like they have the class to do so. This is their map pick, and they're getting shut down at every twist and turn. They've got the A site for free here, but Berserks is already ready with the protocol. Got the Hunter's Fury as well as the Lockdown ready to go for Boom.
And there it goes. As soon as you hear those footsteps, which means NKT is pretty much going to have to evacuate, which will give Boom some spacing. Z-Rip, Dimensional Drift to bail himself out, but Hunter's Fury into sight as well. Post plant's coming in maybe a little bit early, but
Oh.
let's see if it does enough damage. NC Slasher quickly eliminates Z-Rip. And down to it at the end. More recons, but to no success. It's Boom, and they have the site secured. NC Slasher!
4K
Spray
है,
bursts them down for the 4K.
It's just
Hey,
a big
hey, भाई
move. Like they had
क्या
that
था?
round dead to rights before it even
वो
really got
forward
going.
हुई
See an open dead.
Have the site recons, but to no success. It's Boom, and they have the site secured. NC Slasher! Spray bursts them down for the 4K.
It's just
नहीं
perfection.
मांगने आया था तो
That
जब
round dead to rights
तो जो
before it even
देगा
really got rolled. Retake from there, unfortunately. You needed to see a better plan in the post plant there from NKT. They
ये नहीं
needed
बोल
to
रही है भाई टाइम आउट
do
चाहिए
something else other than just
जल्दी
scurrying away
जल्दी
from
खत्म करो और
it
जीतो
did not work for them at all.
Feels like they weren't anticipating that kind of retake setup either. Meanwhile,
I think
Boom
they
is
were
just kind of. Sorry, yeah,
They
go
were
on.
just they were just hard relying on the Yoro to do something, and he just didn't do anything coming out of the dimensional drift. Like the Yoro gets 1 or 2 there, that's a different round, but he couldn't do anything.
Well, that would be a lot of reliance on Z-Rip, who has been successful before, but one guy can't do it all. Now it's a 4-1 split. Alert with the
जेट
lurk.
बैठा है उधर ही ओह शॉट मिस किया
That's a punish. And also a quick stop by Shiro. Once again in the off angle towards A main. And back into it. Alert. This time out fragged. And Shiro is
ओह
in the middle
पीछे
now.
फोर के
He's hit bottom middle again, Quack. Like this is
क्या खेल रहा है बे
man. He's just walking down.
पहले ए कायो का फोर के आया फिर से उसका ही फोर के आया
He's dived through the tree smoke again and then runs straight down Cat to fight NKT as they try to pivot from A main. Like he's just one step ahead every single time. The IGL of Boom, he understands exactly how NKT want to be executing these rounds, and he's just in the perfect position every single time.
You gotta love the spice as well. This time telling them to sit down.
कुछ किया है
Flash tiles play. But a flashback doesn't quite hit White Cat, and it's enough damage also for Nats to gain control over B main.
Yeah, nice exchange. Early DRX there from Boom is something they did earlier on when NKT went heavily towards A main. So unfortunately for NKT, they weren't ready for it. Usually you see that kind of play and you're usually kind of cognizant of the fact that it's something that Boom would have in their arsenal. They might want to mix in later in the half, but when you're on the other side of the map and you didn't see it in the first place, you do just get caught off guard like that. With 1 for 2, the jet going down for Boom, you'll take that every day of the week, and now they just rely on this Killjoy setup on the A site. NKT walking their way through the middle of the map, but Shiro
जा
just take this
अरे
B main space. I'd imagine he's going to pivot straight into B main as soon as the door's broken, or just be completely in the open and die for free. That probably is not what I would have said, but there you go.
Silence.
Okay.
नाइस
Now NKT coming alive. They're able to watch out towards the back of
ये जो अभी भी है वो
spawn
करके
as
पढ़ना
well.
30 seconds left.
3v2 going back into A. Maybe a
मरेंगे
lot of Killjoy
ये
traps,
तो
but
ही मरेंगे
see if Berserk can hold down with this op.
Wants to try to catch him on the cross here.
Bomb grenade out.
Pops the swarms at least, but wow. NKT not trying to expose themselves to the
10
heaven
seconds
angle.
left.
They get the spike down just in the nick of time.
बैक स्टेप आ रहा है
To get active on the flank here, Quack.
नेट
No flash though. So smokes and peaks. Lees goes off of hell.
One enemy remaining.
Able to get the snap onto Zero, but the trade from Soda still sharp. A chance for NKT to end this first half with a 10-2. So not as clean as Boom would have liked, but otherwise a lovely
Switching
little
sides.
jab back from NKT.
That's really the best that they can do in that situation. Successful of an attacking side. After they get ecoed, Boom just went on an absolute run there, Quack. So NKT, unfortunately, looking a little sheepish on their map pick here.
Yeah, not the result you would have wanted, but otherwise also a standout performance from Shiro, huh? That's it. We're gonna go into the little halftime break.
Time out, man.
Let's see what happens in the second half of Boom NKT on Ascent. And lo and behold, here we are. Despite the slight trash talking from before, it is now Boom 10-2 off the first half, Hilly.
Absolutely. Shiro's in fine form right now. Monstrous game from him on the Sova. Boom. Sowing some seeds of doubt on this pistol already. Progression smoke and a KO knife on this A side of the map. And then creeping up into B. Will be alert to defend.
Found my wire.
That's have a straight up cam, a one way with a cage. Ooh, an early salvo to kind of stall it. But quick dash in from White Cat. I have mentioned before that he would be an aggressive player. Inside of the smokes now, though. It's gonna get a little bit of a chaotic Z-Rip. Oh, tried to walk on through, but quickly punished. Now White Cat off to the back of Boathouse, and he's able to silence the first. The rest of the team quickly executes, and it's just Darth left. No util either. He's trying to swap over to a different weapon, but as soon as he peeks out, Surge catches him square in the face. It's Boom up to 11 now.
Yeah, Boom is just way too good in this game, unfortunately, for NKT. Like, they even have a pretty decent setup here. They got two in the back of the site, they got a nice blood smoke down, and unfortunately, Boom, they just played this messy situation that you often end up in on that on that B side of Ascent a little bit better. They show their experience there, they just camp the flood smoke and then just take their time clearing out the back of the site. A less experienced team might rush that one. They might get caught by the flood. They might get, you know, taken on some off angles by the two players backside. But Boom knows exactly how to navigate that situation. And they just continue to steam ahead on this attacking side. Eco now for NKT means that they must win pretty much 10 gun rounds, or 10 rounds on the guns rather, in a row to even try to get into OT here. Unless they cause some kind of crazy upset on the eco.
I know it's been a lot on a lot of everyone's champs to see crazy comebacks, but I gotta say that's far and few between. Now for NKT to try to swing out, but the steps quickly heard by Slasher, who does have the outlaw. So it's over the classic, so a slight punish from Boom as the weapon drive animation completes. Now on to the B site though, and that's where the main execute happens. Most of it all smoked off. From White Cat, but punished at the end still. Alert low HP, weapons retrievable, and that will be a secure spike plant.
Crossfire and take points into market, which is exactly what Nats does. That's an incredibly important duel to win, Quack.
Good push. Nice. Now he's just got to watch out for the rest, and it's going to be a burst out from Berserks as well through the smokes, and there we will have it. Series point for Boom in a 12-2 fashion.
Yeah, it's a little sloppy of a round. Not exactly sure what NC Splash is doing on a main line with an outlaw by himself. Gets punished pretty hard there. Boom trying to get into the site before really the spawn smoke goes down. I know the Jet has a little bit of coverage inside the cloud burst, but You know, a couple of small details where that round could have gone a little bit pear-shaped. NKT doesn't punish them for it too hard, though.
Cutting through.
Boom, looking to hammer home this win on the A side.
Quick to stack. Quick push out coming up from Boom, of course, as well. Cloud burst out from Whitecat, but Zerip able to hold out from Generator. Not too long, though. In with the stingers, and Boom is able to assassinate more players. Alert, out of the smoke. Boom as well. Special delivery to kind of hold things back, and they manage to take down more players than Boom. Just Berserks to try to shoot everyone down with a minute on the clock. No util either, but nobody's really giving these fights to him. He's trying to bait them out, but that is exactly how NKT needs to play this. Oh, triple high-low now.
Yeah, that's a little safer than what they were doing before. You can just see how cerebral Berserks is in these kind of situations. Like, he was spamming that Gen player, then he's able to anticipate exactly where the Cypher is on Heaven's side. Gonna creep up Cat now.
He's gonna have to secure at least these 2 kills if he needs to make a go at this round, though. And they won't be an easy one. Tries to stutter around the corner, but quickly caught Soda. And there's that confidence again. You gotta love it.
Yeah, I mean, look, just from the one player there, it's quietened down a little bit because there's not anything to get too excited about right now. This has been a very one-sided game of Ascent. This is NKT's map pick, but it's going quite poorly for them, unfortunately. First gun round.
Aw.
They do pass the test. Respect being shown there. I mean, it's already been earned there from my game thus far. I would say without even Whitecat really doing too much thus far in this series. Haven't really seen him come online, but he hasn't really been needed. It's been, as mentioned before, the players of Boom that are comfortable in these games, comfortable on this stage, doing the lion's share of everything thus far.
Watchparty चालू.
Pick up more rounds at least. You got a double judge setup across the map here.
Yeah, couple little cheeky positions where Boom could slip up here. Shiro only has a sheriff to work with, and there's a lot of light armor suits, so the judge is going to shred some of these positions.
By charge and haste, ninja haste.
Expect of Boom potentially coming into A here.
Hungry for it. Has to fire an early shot though, especially with drones and stuff. Hit by paranoia, but still able to land a good couple of shots. Well, Whitecat able to take the shot, and now just a bit of a pause button, which also allows for NKT to reposition themselves into more advantageous angles on site.
Yeah, they've got so many good positions here.
30 seconds
Boom.
left.
I think this is the play. If you go up into Heaven's side, you've got some duels that you can take, some 1v1s that you can potentially win here.
Nice.
Be alert.
Nah.
Around the corner. Oh, even with the crouch, alert, able to get one.
Yeah.
Quickly traded, but so cold Soda taking things into his own hands now. Goes into check around
10
tree,
seconds
and with 10 seconds left, it's once again Berserks as the lone survivor. No chance, so off to the save.
Yeah, nicely navigated again in the mid-round there for NKT. I mean, Boom, it's like 4 bullets from the judge invested, but the 5th one is still good for at least 1. That's all you really needed there from the Teo on Catwalk. And the rest of the round coming together around that. Darth with the judge, both of the judges finding some value there. That was the key kill inside of A main there, the 1v1 between the Omens though, because that really just allows NKT to pivot around the fact that they know that no one's in A main. It's a bit more of a one-dimensional hit, straight down Catwalk, which is much easier to pick apart there, coming in on the defensive side. Timeout being utilized very early on here for Boom. They're not taking any in this game. They're not going to let this lead start to falter a little bit. They're not going to let, you know, the players work this one out on their own. The coaching staff just want to steady the ship right here, right now. Get a nice clean 2-0 here with some good confidence for the boys as they move through the early parts of this group stage. Because, you know, getting a nice clean win early on here for Boom, a team that potentially struggles with nerves at times, struggles when the pressure gets to them, is going to be super important.
Couldn't agree more. It'd just be such a big statement as well. Also after that first map, and we've seen teams kind of choke it out at this point as well, so a nice timeout could really give them the sort of boost that they need. But of course, at the same time, NKT beginning to build up on that economy.
Big
Round
opening.
after round, and that could be the chance that they're looking for.
Timeout
Still early.
taken. Yeah, I'm seeing Berserks with a rifle in hand. A little bit of an investment around that as well. You're one off both the Hunter's Fury and the KO ult. We'll see what Boom has cooked in this round in particular. Do have the side of NKT. Make things quite safe over on this B side, just trusting the Sentinel setup. It's just a pretty high percentage, no risks being taken
Yeah.
from NKT. Drone gonna go into the smoke. White Cat gonna try to punish that and will do nicely. Alert, trading that very well though. Gonna steady the ship for NKT here.
The way that he steadied his aim as well. But for Boom to also kind of come back in, pick up these weapons. You know the duel's gonna be right around the corner though, and Alert is just prepared. Oh, a single tap onto Berserks, and he's online for the ace, collects it at the end. Two aces so far, but this time out from NKT.
You've seen that a couple of times already in this game thus far for Alert. Like, he's just this player that, I swear, he gets one or two and he just starts to get locked in. You know, he's...
4 को तो मिड में ही लेके गया वो.
We saw it on the sheriff there on Lotus. But just perfect crosshair placement, perfect positioning. And even down to the last bullet, very calm, just tapping away at that player inside a market. That is the raw mechanics that you do have on a team like NKT. So when it all lines up perfectly for the Cypher holding that B site there, it's just beautiful to watch.
Otherwise, not too big of a loss for Boom either. That was a slight half buy. He got an early pop flash this time.
We'll take a little bit of mid control. Spotted out by that same drone timing for Soda. Looking for information in the early round. Boom, a bit more of a default approach. And A main as well as a deep position in the middle of the smoke. Straight up the middle of the map. So a lot of pressure here on NKT. Berserk's gonna push into B main. Alert looking for the trade.
Oh.
There he goes, able to go in for the wide swing. The pressure amounts, and Boom goes for mid-round into A site. Quick position from Darth, but unfortunately no utility thanks to Null Command, and NC Slash gets a second run at this. Shiro turns around too, quickly eliminates Alert. This might be the round for Boom now, Pilly.
Perfect kill inside of tiles there. This immediately scurries.
They
know that the Senti's dead here, Quack.
Oh, and all the footsteps heard. Maybe not quite connecting yet for White Cat, but will still be the Blade Storm, the threat of the Blade Storm nearby. Salvos to give them a bit more space, pop flashed out, but Hunter's Fury, Shiro wants blood. He wants to close this out. And you just hear White Cat floating all around this smoke. It just prevents you from going up front. And then you got NC Slash around back. Scoreline, Boom will close out this.
पूरा one side dominate किया.
You guys are the rooks. Calm down. We're the veterans here.
Love to see that from Boom. Very convincing win. Felt like NKT, unfortunately, they had a little bit of fire in the earlier start on Lotus, but unfortunately it felt like as soon as they lost that eco round, like they had the perfect pistol, their pre-prepped pistol on their map pick went exactly as they would have expected, but since they lost that eco, it's like the wind went out of their sails. So look, we'll take a bow on the stage here. First time that they've been able to step on the Ascension stage for the majority of these players, bar Alert. And maybe it wasn't the start that they would have wanted. Boom going to take a very clean dub at the start of the group stage here on their campaign back into Pacific.
And it just makes you think about what this iteration could potentially mean.
What's up, guys?
This Ascension run as well for the team, right? White Cat, Nats, who's been pretty steady, nothing too shiny or outstanding yet. It actually is Shiro and Berserk who stepped up today.
Oh, for sure. I think Nats was pretty decent on that lineup, but the core of Boom, as we said many times in the cards, were the players that were really dragging the team, kicking and swinging into this game. Great structure, great calling. All of the vets that are used to this kind of pressure, used to these land stage matches are the ones that do it. I don't think we saw anything notable out of White Cat yet, which I think as the tournament goes on, that's not going to be good enough to get Boom across the line when they have some stronger.
First round aggressive खेले लगा था जीत जाएंगे नेक्स्ट मतलब NKT का ग्रोथ हो रहा है लेकिन फिर जो डोमिनेट किया है डिफेंडिंग में
But at the same time for NKT as well, you You mentioned the fire that they brought with them, and it definitely is there. And hence, you know, we got to mention, they won't be out. This is the group stage. And they will have more goes, or more tries to go at this for the rest of this run.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've seen this format a number of times. There are teams that have got off to hot starts, have gone 2-0 in the Swiss of the group stage, and then unfortunately kind of fallen apart from there and not even made it through into playoffs. You know, this is a brutal format where round difference, map difference, tiebreakers can make all the difference. So despite the fact that it's a good start for Boom, really, really nice opening series for them, and despite the fact that it is a disappointing start to the tournament for a team like NKT, this can quickly change as we head to the latter parts of the group stage, and no one is out yet.
Yeah, so, you know, from all that kind of smack talk with the interview content that they had with E-Block, you know, placing Boom down in the 5th place in their group, I think it's a slight swap on over with this dub, right?
Yeah, like, might have underrated the team coming from Pacific a little bit, you know, but I think Boom, yeah, you could see it there, NKT being very good sports, like, they were definitely talking some smack on Lotus initially, but you could tell that Boom earned their respect. Not that they even needed to, not that Boom would have even cared if NKT thought that they were a good team or that they weren't a good team, to be perfectly honest with you, but that is the class that you saw from Boom in this series, and NKT, outside of a couple of flashes, a couple of nice moments, unfortunately just did not hit the level required to be able to beat a team coming fresh out of Pacific and fresh out of Tier 1 franchising.
Maybe back to the drawing board. Certainly some improvements to be had, but otherwise, I got a question for our guest, Morgan, Sarah. How do you like that 10-2 first half, guys?
Talking about momentum, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Boom Esports have shown us with such great composure as well, maintaining their lead, their victory, and of course, their momentum from map number 1. What do you think, Morgan, about their performance on Ascent?
I mean, it was so dominant. I feel like they ran away with that game. I mean, you know, exactly like Augusta said, NKT came out with that pistol, and I thought, well coordinated and put together, and then bang, get your code from this Boom team. I mean, it doesn't get any more dominant than that. Hero topping the charts, 24 kills. My god, this guy is absolutely insane. Just taking every fight, dueling down mid. We saw him get that edge. It really is this old school core leading from the front of the
For sure, it just keeps on fragging non-stop, and more importantly, I think the key message here for this matchup is actually, you know, how experience comes into play, not only aggression as well. And that's, I think, the key takeaway for NKT as well. And an MVP of the match can be no other than Shiro. What do you think of him? Like his performance this specific series?
I mean, no surprises, honestly. I mean, I feel like when we saw them play over in Pacific, Shiro was one of the guys who stepped up the most. So it's no surprise to see him come down playing against this Tier 2 opposition and really just tear things apart in this server. I mean, this guy's always been a fragging IGL, really is a master on these initiators. So I think a very dominant performance. He's going to look to carry that through the rest of the tournament, because if he's on form, he brings the rest of the team.
For sure, and I hope that they were able to keep up this momentum for their future games as well, because I mean, it's a really, really good start for them. But as for NKT though, you know, being able to come on an international stage, I love that they still keep their positivity and their excitement, how they stood up after every single win. But what do you think is the number one thing that they should be depending on for their future games?
I mean, they have to find a way to get momentum, right? Like, when you look at that Ascension, once they love this kind of 4-1 Deathlego style, and we saw it can work for them in Lotus, but Boom had the answers. They started rotating on that map a little bit faster, fighting them hard in that choke. So we need to see differences from NKT. I want to show me some rounds where you can slow it right way down. Let's have some controls. We need to be able to mix up the play style a little bit to catch up this more experienced macro focus teams.
For sure. But that is it, guys. The first series of today. But again, we still have another match going, so please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. But for now, we'll go back to the break, and we'll be right back. Just only a bit.
guys are here in jerseys that you didn't make yourself.
Yeah.
We've seen some improvement. Not your first time here overall.
Yeah.
I just want to know why it's going to be different this time.
Well, now we have an org backing us,
Yeah.
which is like the main thing we lacked last time.
On that note of backing you, I know that you guys have been boot camping here.
So Talon let us use their facility. We came here like a month ago.
Yeah.
We've been really, really serious about our practice. Last time we were here, I don't think we realized like how good we were and how good we can be. And like now we realize that so much from just having this boot camp. Yeah, it's been really good.
I think everyone is quite aware in terms of that you guys face a really hard route to be able to make it. So what would it kind of mean to you guys in terms of like fans?
I think we will make it, to be honest. I think it'll be a big thing for Australia because I think there's like really, really, really good players there. The whole region is like the trenches. Like I see it as the trenches, like the hood. But yeah, it's really hard to get out of. But when you get like a taste 2 years ago when I came here, like having a taste of it, like it's like an addiction. Like
I can tell you guys are back because of that taste.
Yeah,
Like it stayed.
yeah. It's something you can't like stop doing. When you play, like you just want more.
And then I want to know about your group. How do you feel about your group?
I think we got the easy group.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you had to rank your group from 1 to 5, where do they stack up?
Okay, us 1, of course.
Nice.
2, maybe SLT.
Okay.
3, Boom. 4, Motive. And 5,
Boom third.
Yeah. When it comes down to like the group, I feel like I put us first, and then it's just a free for all.
Yeah.
I think everyone can beat anyone, and then same with the other group.
Quick prediction: who do you think ends up 1 and 2?
Me,
right at the end. It's
us,
you. Yeah.
And maybe Riddle.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite an interesting take. I like that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about one of those new players, Kadiri.
Yeah.
What is something you can tell us about him? What can we expect from him?
He's like an animal.
Yeah.
He's a beast. Yeah. He's really good. Come on, sit here. Oh, you can sit here.
We have another one on the couch. Join on the couch. Can you quickly explain? Just introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Kadiri. I'm 18 new people.
And you're how old again?
18.
18. So recently 18, and you are mentioned by your teammate as the player to watch. I think you have some really nice guys in and around you to try and help you as well. We're really excited to kind of see more of that on stage. Thank you so much, guys, for having a chat with us. Hope to see you guys all the way in the playoffs. See you guys there, and all the best of luck. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. What's up, brother?
Hello. What's up?
So we'll talk a little bit about Ascension, how you feel about everything. I want to start with that you guys are ACAs. How does that feel? Is that extra pressure? Is that confidence? What is that?
I think it's confidence because we did really well in Vietnam, so I think we carry the momentum.
And then talking about the format, which is different, there's 2 spots, right? You know what? How do you feel about that?
Having 2 slots, I think it's definitely a lot less pressure. Like we don't need to like go all the way compared to if we were to go all the way with another 2 series that we have to win, right? Yeah. So I think there's really good chances for other teams this year.
And then your group, you mentioned, it's definitely there's going to be a buff depending on where you end in the group, right? How do you rate your group? If you had to rank
भाई योले मैं तुम्हें ये सब माफ करने वाले ना माफ करते हैं
I mean, coming
मेरे इंजन में
I feel really confident, so I will rank us as number 1.
Yeah.
I'll rank Boom second.
Okay.
SLT, NKT, then EQ.
Okay. But I'm curious about that one. I like that you put yourself first. Like the confidence. SLT, what's your thoughts? Because I feel like at the moment they're kind of like in the shadow of Nongshim.
I mean, they have really good individual players and they have their own play style as well, right? You said they were in the shadow of Nongshim, right? But I feel like they're not that far off actually.
Yeah. And how's the calling? And last time, unfortunately, I stole your IGL. I'm sorry about that. But how's that been? You said that's a strength of your team. How's that been?
For me, since I've played with Vera and for quite a while, I think we know each other really well to be able to like even know what they're gonna do even without like having to communicate it. So I think we have a form of chemistry. Flaring, I think he joined in and adjusted really well to us. Like he plays off us really well, and I think Sushi is just a really smart player, right? Like
Yeah.
he's really automatic. Like you don't really need to tell him to do things, and he will know how to play off us.
You mentioned now, so with Sushi Boys, Spin as well, coaching, and then Benkai as well. There's guys that's been in Pacific before. How does that help you guys?
Benkai, Sushi, they're all really experienced, so they give us like tips and different perspectives that I didn't know as a caller as well, and I think that has improved our game by a lot.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Staran.
Thank you for having me.
All the best of luck
Thank you.
with the tournament. We'll be watching you guys, and we'll be enjoying. Thanks, brother.
BME और इनका मैच है।
Fueled by the same passion as esports athletes, Zowie continuously develops tailored products, empowering gamers to bring their best out. Today, we are launching the all-new XL2566X Plus, which uses the newly developed Fast TN panel and upgraded Diac2 technology. The new monitor series continue to evolve, refining details to ensure players can perform their best consistently in games.
And we are back at game number 2. Match 2 to be fair. So it's going to be between Motive and E-King. I have heard you and our casters discuss a little bit. I think you do have opinions on
Oh yeah.
both of the teams. I would love just to start with Motive first. You've been quite familiar with them, so yeah, I just want to know your thoughts so that our viewers can also get some background information about them as well.
Yeah, I mean, this Motive team, the core of this team have been around for such a long time. You know, they were Disguised, Kimmy Kittens, and now Motive. They've been in Ascension before. These players really know what they're doing. And then, of course, bringing in that high-powered coaching staff that I love personally of Spin and Benkai. Very, very experienced. I think that this team has everything it needs. It's approaching its final form. We saw them really hit a peak in Challengers SEA, winning the both recent splits. So it doesn't get better than this for this team. I think they're very, very ready for this ascension, and I think they have a lot of expectation on their shoulders because of that.
For sure, we do see some familiar faces, especially from all over the region as well. We do have Sushi Boys from Thailand, Vera and
Yeah.
Wayne from Indonesia, and as well as like Flaring as well. So yeah, I think I do feel that this diversity will definitely give something, some very exciting expectations for all of us as the viewers to watch for Motive.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you talk about Sushi Boys. I mean, this guy's been around a long time. Back in
Yeah.
Xerxia, back in X10, he's played at those big tournaments. He really knows what he's doing. And we take a look at their map history. Unsurprisingly, good win rates across the board when they are managing to claim that first seed. You know, we saw them play over in Vietnam for the finals there of Challengers SEA as well. So they had a little bit of stage experience. So I'm curious how that's going to help them settle in as well as we move forward in this tournament.
For sure, for sure. I mean, they have proven us many, many times about how experience does lead to their victory in the past tournaments. But again, their opponents this time, though, Morgan, E
Yeah.
King from Oceania. Like, what are your thoughts about them?
I think Eking might be probably the most lovable team in the tournament for so many people. You know, the core of that team over on the side of Bonkers back in the day. I mean, we're just taking a look at Vera here before we get
Yep.
across onto the side of Eking. And I mean, I think Vera has, you know, it's seems rude to skip by him when he's been putting up these kind of numbers on this duelist role. I think he's very, very strong on the side of Motive. I think he leads from the front, and I think ultimately it's Eking that have to put a stop to this guy if they really want to get out on top today.
For sure, for sure. I mean, we do see his ACS being super, super high here as well. And I hope he could be able to keep up in the first day of Ascension specific as well. And
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah, but now King, their opponents today, as I was just saying, I think this team is so lovable. I think everybody's rooting for this team to do really well. Don't we just want an OCE rep over in Pacific? But the core of this team was bonkers back in 2023. You know, we saw them take those wins off D plus Kia. We saw real flashes from this squad, you know, especially Lou. Gotta highlight him. When he is in form, he is absolutely unbelievable. But this is a team that, you know, we always expect to be at the top of Oceania, and they managed to get that done this time, getting that second chance at Ascension. So, I mean, it's really hard not to root for this team. Personally, I would love to see them make some real deep runs into the playoffs, cause some upsets, because that's what they're best at.
For sure. And again, as you have mentioned, Ascension is not something new to them. They've been since 2023. I mean, I think it was their debut as well, and they have performed spectacularly well during there. And for me, as a fan since 2023 as well, I do want to see how much improvement they have had
Yeah.
coming to this point. And look at their stats for their map history. Not too bad at
I mean,
all.
dominant in OCG. Look at that. Played Haven
Yeah.
7 times, won it every time. Ascent 5 times, won it every time. I mean,
Mm.
they absolutely dominate in that region. But I think that's also why some people will underrate them. You know, Australia and OCE is not the most well developed, most well known scene in the game compared to Motive coming out of SEA. So people will always sleep on this team. There'll always be that little bit of doubt. Are they just good in Australia? But now is finally that chance to prove they can do it against the very best. They have that second chance, and they're looking to climb all the way up into Pacific today.
And yes, as you have mentioned, Liu, the
Yeah.
highlighted player for today. I mean, he has always been performing. He was always an outstanding player for the team. And as you can see here, the stats do not lie, Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, he's explosive when you watch him. He's really not afraid, and I love that about these young duelist players. Is they don't care if they die. They seem so unfazed, so very, very happy that Lou is back getting that second chance. And I mean, I think he's definitely one you got to keep your eyes on. He's going to be making some big plays, and everybody's going to know his name by the end of this tournament.
Oh, I hope so too. The thing is, we have seen in the previous game where there's this thing where the teams who have played locally and has dominated the local scene, but once they come to an international stage, there's different metas, different play styles. Do you think Oceania is ready for that, given that you just also mentioned that they are kind of unspoke of in the Valorant scene?
Yeah, I mean, that is what scares me, right? We know Eking are so good in Oceania, but the competition there isn't the toughest. We look at the kind of teams they have to play, the compositions those teams are running. It's very duel heavy. It's not super macro focused. It's all about who is going to take those fights better. So we know that they're great at shutting down that play style, but how will they how will they stand up against teams that have a lot more solid macro, that play a lot more default heavy? I think that's the biggest question that we have to wait and see for them, because they haven't had that much experience. But that being said, we just saw Lou in the interview say they've been boot camping really hard. They've been in Thailand about a month now to prep to be able to play against the SEA team. So they're doing everything they can to understand these other play styles, which I love to see. They're clearly taking this tournament very seriously, and they really do believe they have a shot of taking it all the way.
For sure, for that 100,000 US dollars prize pool, I think everybody should be locked in and trying to play the best of Valorant that they could play as well, for all of us to enjoy the game. But here's the thing, right? Like, as being their opponents with so much experience, Motive here, like, is there anything you think that they need to be afraid of facing a team like Eking?
I mean, I think Eking have that underdog factor. They have that unpredictability that they'll want to play on. They know that they're not the favorites heading into this match, but they need to not care about that. And they need to just start strong. I think they can aim just as well as a lot of these guys on the side of Motive. So don't be afraid to lead into that. And we do have the map veto coming out now. Again, a very, very simple map veto. Nothing too unexpected there, but we will be starting on Ascent.
Yes, just very similar to the previous games as well, where we do see Ascent and Lotus, but this time it will be Ascent first, right? So, yeah, I mean, let's do like a quick prediction, because I think the other casters also want to kind of know your opinions on it as well, Morgan. Like, who do you think will come out better in this matchup for this specific day?
I think for me, I think I still have to give that edge to Motive. They're coming in as the number 1 seed from SEA. That is no small feat, and they have that experience on LAN, playing in Vietnam only a few weeks ago. So I do think they have everything working in their favor, but I think Eking definitely have the potential to steal a map. I'm not expecting this to be a wash either way. I would expect a very, very close series here, but I think ultimately I have to lean the way of Motive.
No, I mean, experience, right? I mean, and all the fans are
Absolutely.
also following the players so far. Some of them have been there for such a long time. But again, as you have mentioned, unpredictability. I think that will definitely play a big factor in for Eking in this matchup for sure.
Yeah, I think they shouldn't be afraid to try new things. I think if they want to experiment with comps, now is the time. I think when you are the underdog, you shouldn't be afraid to take those risks necessarily. So that's really what I want to see them do. I really want to see them mix things up, catch Motive off guard. Don't just play the same way that you've played the whole of Challengers Oceania, because then that coaching staff will be able to get a good read on you. So now is the time. Try new things. Take those risks, even in the server. I want to see these players on an individual level take these risks. I want to see Lou charging down mid on Ascent if he's not afraid to do that. I think that's where you're going to get these upsets, is when they're able to find their ways into the game by being aggressive and then riding that momentum and that confidence through the rest of the series.
For sure. I mean, momentum, as we have seen earlier today, has been such an important factor. And I think if Eking is able to build that momentum to their favor, I do believe that we are in for a treat for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
absolutely. And I mean, we know they have this upset potential. That's the biggest thing. We saw them do it against D plus Kia in 2023. I keep talking about that game because it's etched into my brain. I was watching that game so hyped up for them. So we know that they have the potential. It's just, can they unleash it here today?
Yes, for sure.
King.
And here we go. We are starting our second match of the day. E-King coming in first to the stage.
Yeah,
Looking
E-King,
just
and
confident. Yeah.
this is a team that I think everybody's so excited about. And I mean, Kadiri, they're having fun on the walkout. We saw Luce, this guy is an animal. This guy's a different beast in the interview. Just turned 18, looking to make his mark on Valorant as a whole. This is his first real shot to do it.
Yes, and their opponents here today, Motive Esports, filled with experience and the fire, the urge to win and take that victory, looking as confident as ever.
Yeah, I mean, Motive definitely the favorites heading into today's game. We know they have that experience. We know the core of this team has been here before. They've done all this time and time again. So I think very similarly to that first game, it's all about, are they able to show that confidence? Are they able to use that experience to their advantage? Or are Eking going to find a way to upset, start strong, and get themselves into this game?
Right, I'm really ready to watch them. Let's see what both teams have in stock for all of us, the viewers, to see. I believe that this matchup, I can guarantee that there's going to be some good Valorant for all of us for sure, Morgan.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is a matchup I've personally been so excited about. I can't wait to watch this. I think this is textbook good Valorant. I think from Motive, you can expect solid macro, very strong across the board. I think they're going to be the more disciplined team in this matchup, but that's not to say that's necessarily the right way to play, because we know Eking are explosive. Look for them to break down these setups that Motive are going to be setting up and use that individual firepower to really overcome.
Yes, and look at their coach as well, Benkai, super locked in, believing so much in his team. Man, this is just super nice to be witnessing, as only this is day one of Ascension specific in Bangkok.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Bringing in someone like Benkai as the assistant coach, he's an incredibly experienced player. You know, he's played on the biggest stages in all of Valorant, in international big tournament grand finals. So to have somebody like that who's able to guide you through this kind of tournament is really going to be valuable, and just adds that extra edge of experience that we know Motive already have.
For sure, and now players are getting ready. Casters are probably getting ready as well. And both of us are also very ready. As for the final remarks, if you were Eking at this point in map number 1, what would your game plan be?
Well, I mean, I think we're starting on Eking's map pick of Ascent, where they have been so good. 5-0 right now. So I think it's all about using what you know, playing to your own strengths, and being able to start strong. I want to see big set strats on that pistol. So we are seeing compositional changes here, though, for Eking. They were not running the Vice in the past. They were running that Cypher alongside the Deadlock. So little change there. And over on the side of Motive, last time we saw them play this was a while ago, but it was that standard comp. Swapping up now, playing double duelist with Yoru and Waylay. I really like this composition. They're going to have thrown off the prep that Eking have here and looking to play that much more explosive style.
Yes, and the more explosive it is, the more fun it gets, more action. We always love more Valorant action, right?
Oh, absolutely.
For sure, and now I do believe that the casters are so ready for this matchup as well. Please take away.
Oh yeah, we are so ready for this. We are so ready, Sarah Morgan. Here we go again. It is Pilly alongside Quack, and I got a couple of questions here, though. I mean, first of all, what's an E-King? Second, okay, E-King ranked Motive 4th, and then Motive ranks E-King 5th. What's going on here, Pilly?
Yeah, somebody's wrong. Somebody's going to be wrong by the end of this series. But one thing is for sure, this is arguably the most exciting game of Ascension. This is the game I'm most excited for. It's the bloody Australians back once again. They missed out last year. The core of this team has been waiting for an opportunity to step onto this Ascension stage. Let's see if they can seize it with both hands up against the SEA. These guys have just been winning challenges SEA non-bloody stop.
Yeah, top seed taking down teams like Full Sense and stuff. Also for E-King, having Coach Fatus with them, who took Scars to second place, first runner-up in 2023. But quick contact towards middle for now. Okay, and it's going to be MTV winning out the firefight for the time being. Styron with the peek down middle.
Yeah, they had a big mid trap there, and E-King unfortunately just walked straight into it. Now trying to pivot straight into the B site though, Quack.
Got the paranoia set up. Still gotta watch out for the trips though. They will quickly dispatch of that for now, but that's quick information for Motive to play the off angles on the site. Shock Dart does allow for Siren to peek off of Sushi Boys' contact, and that will be a simple dispatching of E-King in round number 1.
Just looks a little too easy there for Motive, doesn't it? Really, really nice mid setup. They're anticipating some kind of mid control or cat play, maybe a split out onto the site and try to catch E-King that way. But after a messy exchange inside of tiles with a bunch of these Motive players all just firing down, Styron walking down middle, really catches E-King off guard. You can see multiple players not being ready for 3 peeking from cat, and Minowise caught with utility in hand. Motive off to the races on defense already.
Standing ahead.
And not to mention the fact that they are running that Yoru Waylay as well.
I mean, that is just going to be aggression from Motive. Both of these teams changing up their comp going into this game. Wayne actually getting onto the Yoru. This is a player that we've really mostly seen play controllers, and now he's going to be stepping into a duelist role.
All of a sudden, right? Definitely having quite a bit to prove as well, but this will be a pretty good start. And instantly peeking out with the Outlaw as well. The rest of the team then rotate across.
E-King just trying to run the orbs. I think they're trying to get 2 for the Yoru. Into Wayne, though, he will be getting his own orbs. Both of these Yorus arming up dimensions here.
Still escape plans from Wayne as well. I mean, if he goes for it. Caught by the trip, though. And now it's going to be a kill from Minimize.
The grab there catches him pants down. Now the TV into the site. This could start to get a little spicy here.
Surely not. You got everyone else still close by. Whoa, quick with the saturate out now. Back into refract. The rest of the team all just spraying down the choke point with stingers.
Yo, the double lights. He just used the whole kit just to saturate old mate. You know, he sees these light speeded into the side, dropped the saturate, and refracted back out without firing a bullet. That is a commitment. And look, these outlaw off angles really doing a lot of damage there for Wayne. A nice clean bonus, although things get a little bit messy outside of B here. Motive does a really, really good job restoring the balance. And now on their bonus, 3 stingers, a judge, and an outlaw against E-King's fully prepped gun round here.
Also prepped to go into B main. Quickly dealt with by the shock dart. Styron to sneak in the corner, but with the peek gets punished by Minimize.
Yeah, that's really just not favorable. In that position there for the judge, unfortunately was pushed back a little further than he wanted to be. Over on the other side of the map, running pretty much the same setup outside of the one-way. Motive very much trying to contest both of the mains with the weaker weaponry. E-King punishes that and then takes a firm control of middle here.
Also cognizant to potential pushes out of A main, but it comes down to slight timings. Vera silently pushing up across with the rest of the team. It's gonna be stingers though, so the range not quite there. At least they get information for the team.
I mean, yeah, but E-King's just gonna kick off this mid to B split straight away here. Oh, they're going into spawn actually. They're gonna wrap all the way through defense spawn here, so no TP gonna be available for Wayne.
He's backs himself off into a corner. Sushi Boys to receive with the stinger. Some damage done. Enough for Wayne to get shipped on towards Akana, but otherwise, Spike safely planted on B.
Be a hard retake. They're trying to misget through the smoke, punished immediately. It's all down to flaring to do a little bit more here.
Manages to retrieve the weapon. But still, that smoke's gone. Goes for the angle instead. Cover going out. Does take down 1, so 2 more to go. Progression smoke now. He will have the flash as well, but will that be enough time? Oh, just the angle help by Dragon at the end.
Yeah, nicely done. Going to deal with that bonus round pretty cleanly. 3 guns surviving through from E-King. Did a really good job punishing this judge play from the Sova inside of B main, and really nice snappy call to wrap all the way through spawn is really not something you see too much. But if you think about the kind of weaponry that Motive were bringing into that round, that is a pretty high percentage call if you think about it. Like, you just don't want to run into that cat choke point. You don't want to run out of the main. So actually shoving straight up mid and wrapping through defense spawn works out pretty nicely for him.
Perhaps a good call from Minimize, but right now for Motive to try to go back to gathering information off the rip.
King organized as ever. This is definitely this kind of pre-planned round that you're going to see a lot from them this tournament. They're going to grab the Dimensional Drift on Lu, courtesy of the orbs that they farmed up in the bonus. Wayne spotted out with Operator in hand by the drone. So E-King going to avoid that potential snag and walk back to B main where they can potentially just kick this round off with the Yoru ult.
Yeah, it's just Styron on B as well. That would be a really big pick. Look at that. I mean, none of the team from Motive are moving just yet.
Yeah, I mean, he's all alone here. Oh, Annihilation with the Yoru ult. They are really looking for him. They're really going fishing here, Quack. There you go.
Oh, managed to catch him at the end. Just kind of thinking that they were kind of using it as a threat towards the rotation as well, but it's going to be Baramash quickly dealt with now. Once again, Styron gone. And Motive also trying to circle around from every single possible entry. Firing makes a go at the trip. It's a lovely pop flash coming through from Wayne as additional support. Vera trying to bait out early information, but it's not quite enough. It's Kadiri off from lane, able to lock down two. GrabNet slows, and at this point, no more retake for Motive. They have to back off.
That is just beautiful from E-King. They combo their ults so perfectly there. Dimensional Drift into B. Initial A main control courtesy of that signature utility. Got the grab net with the dart from across the map. Then they drone out middle, spot out where the Yoru is playing, and then just end that round with an ult combo straight into B. It's just perfect attacking round there. Really nice call. And for Motive, not really much that they could do about that, unfortunately. The Sova is getting run out by a Yoru. Annihilation is sure to find him at some point. And unless somebody can make a play out of that spawn smoke and get a little bit of a flood on, then there's just really not much that Motive can do there. I mean, it was, as you mentioned, a beautiful pop flash by Wayne to set up that flank for success. But unfortunately from there, the round just doesn't eventuate into anything.
Yeah, and that's the other thing as well. It's not a lot of abilities to stall or delay, especially since you're running a double duelist now. Operator in hand for Wayne, though. Having both up coming from 4, that's a big recon. Wayne able to gate crash out.
Really nice opener. I mean, Motive are squeezing a lot out of a little there. Just a recon and an op in the right position, giving them the man advantage against this half bite.
More spotted through the camera as well from Sushi Boys. Still, though, Sheriff's towards the back of the site. Trying to take more players as they try to aggress through. But most of it is now being smoked off. Cage up for Sushi Boys as well to kind of back himself with his teammate. And with the recons now, some successful spams coming up from the duelists on the side of Motive. Off to the back end, though. That's where Styron and Sushi Boys go down. Spike getting planted.
Still a man advantage for Motive, though. Quick flank coming in from Flaring, who does have the paranoia ready to go here. Another blindside on Wayne as well.
It could even secure more weapons. So unless Minimize and Akana are able to snag them, catch him by the grab dart or something, it's going to be pretty tough. Akana goes down first. And off the peaks, Vera with another kill comes up to a 3K at the end of the round. Motive up with the lead.
That's just Motive showing their class in that round. This is why this team has been so consistently winning challenges SCA, being one of the best Asian teams outside of Pacific right now. It's just not really too much in that round. It's a dart, a really nicely timed dart from Styron to set up Wayne for success, and then a second recon as well. Like 2 40-second timings there, where it's a 3-piece of utility that gets Motive 2 picks, and just a lot of patience, allowing E-King into the site and taking their timings well.
Strong mechanics for sure, not to mention ex-DSG core right in the squad as well. love the Singaporean reps, at least for me, but now
Come on, man,
go
just
with E-King.
you don't have to just send it. Just be biased about it. It's fine.
We're definitely going with that. There's a lot more to come with Wayne starting things up. How you like that for E-King?
Terribly. They've lost their lurker on the B side of the map. It's exactly what you want to see from the Waylay and the Yoru. You know, aggression in the early portion of the round, posing questions that E-King need to have the answers for, right? Drone straight through. They know that there's nothing on this map, and you can see the recording motive. They're leaning quite heavily towards middle and A, and Styron's got all of this B main control. This is just perfect macro from the Singaporeans here.
Well, Singaporeans and one Thai. Sushi boys.
Singaporeans, one Thai, one French Singaporean guy. Alex's relative, potentially, not sure.
I think that's like minus points for Morgan, but nonetheless, it's going to be the Thai player that goes down now, and quickly confirming information from Motive about where E-King are located. Oh, wait. This is the mid-round call to go through from spawn to A. They're going to get caught out by the off again. Some lick shots here and there, but not fully eventuating to much just yet. Lou able to shoot out. 20 seconds left on the clock, though. And it's a progression smoke for Flaring to try to keep himself alive, but Dragon makes a go at it. Wayne left on site to re-peek and connect the shot. What a way to convert himself over onto a duelist role now.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Wayne's looking phenomenal on this duelist role for Motive right now. He's giving E-King so many problems. Deep peek, straight down cut, gets a freebie at the start of the round, and he is just absolutely everywhere. I'm going to go through career page right now. This is his second game of Yoru in an official.
Second
He's
ever?
only played one before, and he is absolutely cooking them.
Just can't believe, again, see, this is what I'm talking about. You got Singaporean potential here.
Yeah. All right, bro. No. Good half fight. Coming in for E-King. Let's see what they can do with it. Drone straight through A main. Going to get themselves another orb and just kick off this A execute into the side setup.
Right. You can use the Device utility, but that's exactly what you mentioned. All the trap setups that you have on site, Sushi Boys, this time over on the A, and he finds successful hits.
No!
It's a complete 3 to Wayne onto another. Hops out with a shorty, but punished by Minimize. He picks up a rifle now, but Spike not quite yet planted. Feels a lot of pressure, maybe even a little bit claustrophobic as Vera comes in with the stun to close out the round.
He just keeps doing that. He just keeps sending it into the site and saturating his opponent before they can even react.
It's almost on a retake too. Oh man.
I know. He's feeling it. Motive. They're looking confident. They're looking sharp. That was a very nice sight hold from Sushi Boys. I mean, there's a reason why they've stuck a Thai guy inside of Motive. He's a man with a lot of experience. He's going to be cool and confident, holding down these sites and when the pressure's on him and where it's needed. And that's a perfect example of it. E-King, couple of good rounds here or there. They've had some fancy moves, right? Shoving up through spawn multiple times here. They've always got great ideas, but unfortunately right now, they are not converting inside of the server. Going to take a timeout here and give a chance for the coaches to get involved. Over on the side of E-King, you do have Phases, who was a runner-up in the 2023 Ascension, where Scars did come second. So, unfortunately lost out to Bleed there inside of Motive. I mean, it's been mentioned a couple of times, but Spin, a man where when big time our analyst gets drunk, he is convinced is the greatest coach in the world, the best man. He never runs out of good things to say about him. And you got Ben Kai as well, who's great for a couple of meme posts on social media.
It's a meme lord.
And he's done a couple of other things as well. You know, he's a bit of a meme lord.
Do I detect a hint of jealousy there, Philia? you feel jealous about Spin and Morgan?
No. I'm more jealous about Ben Kai, man. So handsome, but look, that's a story for another time. Because right now, unfortunately, I need to come back to reality and recognize the fact that there's an Australian team getting pummeled now. Quack. Operator again.
After the timeout too, they have a chance to really strike back, but Wayne with this off has been so pesky. now able to retake another position, possibly out from heaven. While you do have
Whoa, he got
Annihilation,
one.
though, catching Sushi Boys. They managed to get him out, but still gunned down at the end. So now, walls up, spike down. Let's see a retake.
That's some crazy trigonometry from Minimize. Nice open plan for
दोनों को इतना बाहर नहीं लेना
Fury to play the post plant as well as a steel guard.
सीधा मुंह पे बहुत लगा है किसी मार के
Yeah, you mentioned the utility or the ults that King has. Motive has some as well, but the Steel Garden really prevents them from getting within range of making anything happen. And using that range, Minimize continues to push on up, gets further kills, traps Styron as well, and as the last guy, I don't know if he's going to be able to go in to get that retake successful. Low HP is Dragon, and comes
Nice
back
one. बोला था ना कम पे आ रहा है
door. It's Kadiri with the goods.
Really nice recovery. I mean, Wayne, once again, finds success in the opening portions of the round and immediately puts Motive at an advantage, but it's a beautiful recovery from E-King. Using all of their utility to be able to get back into the side. The Annihilation connects on that player in short. Steel Garden catches a player deep on Cat, and with the tree push straight through the smoke from E-King, they're able to turn their fortunes around with some really nice mid-rounding before the smoke even goes down.
So that is exactly what E-King has been needing to start off the rounds right, prevent Motive from even reacting to much of it. Right now, it's just early recon into A.
E-King forced their way into A main. Hunter's Fury getting ripped from the attackers, going fishing for something, but not finding anything at all. Vibrous shutting them out of B main, but how is Kadiri connected a shot full saturate like that?
What talent.
जो भी मार दिया
Some play more
पे
pressure on
वही
the B side
टपी
as well, but Motive not fully budging just yet.
Another cosmetic stun, like, it's ridiculous sometimes. Don't even have the fault line in the game anymore. Look, I heard that there's a patch coming. There might have already been a couple little tweaks in there, because that saturate looked like it did bloody nothing, Quack, so... I don't know.
साले सबको नव कर दिया है क्या नया पेज
Yeah, maybe. Look, it's going to be a little bit of shooting happening on this A site. It's a full setup
Maybe
for
it's
Sushi
good
Boys,
building
though,
one
so
also.
it's going to be difficult to get in here. Wayne ready to peek from heaven as well.
ओह
And there goes the first shot. Recon. Doesn't quite matter if Sushi Boys tucks himself around the cage or around Jenny. Able to spot them out through the recon as well. Another shot in, and it's Wayne for more punishes. Just Lou left, and he's trapped. Here comes the jumping shorty to close out the round. They have doubled up E-King's score.
Yeah, Wade is just
Yeah,
crushing it
he's
right
killed.
now. Like, this aggression has just been impactful time and time again. Every time he takes a shot with the off, Gate crashes out, gets another opportunity to find more value, re-peeking out heaven, and E-King just cannot deal with him right now. And unfortunately, there's just no one that can meet his match in the server. On the side of E-King, Lou's having a bit of a shocker on the Yo, but look, it's on the attacking side. Hasn't got a chance to get warmed up just yet. Back onto the Sheriffs on the side of E-King here, and it's aggression into B main that pushes them away, but Kadiri continues to punish.
Yeah, especially against the Eco round, so feeling the confidence to go for it. E-King trying to duke out the angles at least, but now needing to back off. While, okay, flaring, able to get one around A main, but another trade. Lou this time.
Sushi Boys is cut in half, though. Deep position on Cat. Going to control any movements in the mid from the attackers, and sure if he even the Sova there over on Tile side. But with that trip in middle, that's going to keep things a little bit safe here. You have the drone on through, that'll spot the trip. Ikana will probably just go ahead and shock that straight away. So that'll put a little bit of pressure on middle, which will draw the rotation from Motive at least.
With 50 seconds to go as well. That's just one of the obstacles you got to deal with.
I mean, Styron is on an island here. He's just going to opt to play things safe and give up that B side of the map. But E-King, they've gone into spawn 3 times now. Styron is just ready for it. They've already shown this same play multiple times, and it's just a little bit too played out at this point.
Yeah, quickly anticipated. And what an angle to hold as well. Tough for E-King to really react. Even with the pop flash, Styron just holds down mouse 1.
I mean, again, Motive are just showing their experience. Like, he knows Styron that he can't hold the whole map, especially
कोई
with the
वो
trip going
लेके
down the middle.
मचा
So
रहा
they're
है
gonna give up B. They've got the better weaponry. They've got the numbers. If they need to retake B together, they can. And he's just going to put his butt in a corner and hold the middle of the map. Motive putting pressure on E-King now on their map.
दो राउंड
See
चाहिए
if E-King can pick up one or two more at the end of this
Nice.
half here.
Ooh. Okay.
नाइस
The Wayne aggression
ए
punished
ब्रेन
once
ले
more,
लिया
but Sushi Boys complete a trade. Now you got Wayne down middle
Ah,
while Styron
arre.
pushes out of B main. Oh no, getting a little bit lost in the sauce. Motive, I was afraid that this would happen.
Oh!
Otherwise, a chance for
Oh.
until
Bro.
Wayne lands a collat.
Oh, it's crushing.
There.
He's just holding all of the right angles, Quack. Wayne can do no wrong.
भाई साहब
This
क्या
is
ही
control.
मारा
This is
है
his second Yoru.
This is second game on Yoru. I think it's going to be a bit of a mainstay going forward here.
Oh, it better
boy.
be.
भाई दो जन लेके गया है
Know how this functions. It's a
और
pretty
ऊपर से
good
सीधा
stay.
हेवन डीपी और उधर
All
देख
the
एक
style
बंदा
with
मारता है
Yoru, Waylay, and
भाई
Yoru Rays and things like that, all the way through their Oath run. Like they're very familiar with double duelists. You had them switch away from it and Motive switch into it, and unfortunately, the comp swap has worked a lot better for Motive than it has for E-King thus far.
It is so strange.
No.
And they continue to push out. This time, able to get the drop onto Minimize of all players.
ये
Now you
बिल्ड
hear
पे आ गया
footsteps. Wayne able to lock out this
Nice.
initial angle. Still successful on the shot.
Bro, he's in his bottom middle. He's in bloody tiles. Like, what can you even do? Styron under pressure, but Lose Shorty is not good enough to finish him off, and there's just no follow-up from E-King.
Can't do it. They want to, but they're not able to, especially when everyone from Motive have them completely surrounded. This first half is done and dusted. 9-3 Motive has.
Yeah, and look, we had both of the teams rate each other in the interview before we kicked off this series, and it's looking like one of them might have been a little bit underrating their opponent, unfortunately.
Well, we're still early. This will be just the first map. First half also, but can't deny already how much impact Wayne has been having on this on this defense, on this Yoru.
Yeah, I mean, Motive are in cruise control right now. They've just come off the back of playing the finals over there in Vietnam. They're used to the land pressure. They've won back-to-back challenges SEA, so you can see they are feeling confident going into this halftime break.
चलो
Back into the second half ascent. Motive and E-King. Surely E-King does better on the defensive half, right, Billy?
I mean, they do have the double senti. That could definitely help things out. They are ready for a mid-trap here. Just throwing this A main one way to try to dissuade Motive from taking control. But Motive, they are not interested in succeeding A main control. They will just burst straight into this A site here.
Slight team flash does slow things down a little bit, but actually still okay. Frenzy though, you gotta go in for the reload. Wayne just continuing to spam down into the cage.
Oh, Deathlego बैठी है अभी भी.
Fire more rounds back in, and unfortunately, it's Minimize and the rest of the team who are all caught by this array of bullets.
Oh, man. This game's just over, isn't it? Like, this is just absolute domination from Motive. Despite the fact that you're just in position for a perfect flood there from E-King. Not a single player can get a kill. Trying to stop Motive getting comfortable in that upper plant. You can see they try to burst straight through tree side there, but there was already a trip set up from Sushi Boys. There's already a Cypher trip and a cage in that tree door, and multiple players coming out of heaven can't get anything done. Motive is just dominating them.
What a set. Okay, firing stuff from Motive now. I mean, from E-King now.
Yeah, that's not what you want to be peeking down mid into. Now you've got an open with a shorty here. Hold on. Oh no, he's whiffed it. He's absolutely cooked it.
Already.
Well, mistakes were made.
Yeah. All right, let's just calm down here. Let's walk up catwalk. You got 4 players here, but you got a couple here for E-King as well, ready to defend tree here, Quack.
Yeah, good positions, especially within range of that right click.
Oh!
On the, oh my god, get out. All right, we're done. We're done, Pilski. This is not good. Minimize tries to back himself around the boxes, especially with a Marshall. That's a headshot, but no second one. Just Kadiri now. Certainly has the mechanics, but no util. Just a dream. Swings out all the way to the right, but caught by the stun at the end. What kind of a round was this?
Oh, Motive. Just a little bit too clean in the mid to late round there. A couple of little tricks from E-King. You love to see it. Nice firing squad on the stairs in middle there. You got the shorty inside of the smoke. Missed opportunity. Honestly, I think if you get that pick on the opposing Omen and you're able to get a stinger inside of A main, you could be cooking with something. But unfortunately, it doesn't come together. It's far behind. Full stinger investment here. I think this is just going to be a quick A play from Motive, and E-King are here to fight it.
I still like that pretty nasty Marshall shot from Minimize though, but okay. Full stingers. Oh, and you just dive on in. Get yourself out. Sonic sensor gone off, but it doesn't even matter. Wayne actually able to land the shot with a gate crash into sight. Unexpected by E-King. Lou though, up on top of heaven.
No.
Safe spots him out. Gets it. 2. And now here comes Akana. The rest of Motive trying to make their way onto site, but with the rifles in hand, E-King make a decent hold. Pushes though, you ping, Sweet gone out, and now it's Wayne underground. Gate crashing back into main. Closer towards the spike now, but okay, I don't know about this gunfight, Chief. Stinger versus Vandal at range. You're gonna need a lot more than a couple of things to get this.
लेके मार गया बे.
How have you gotten a
क्या
quad in
खेल
this?
रहा है?
Oh, dude.
पहले ओप, उसके बाद स्ट्रिंगर.
This is brutal. We're getting booked by a guy called Wayne. He's like 25 and 6 right now on his
Most
second
hardcore
official.
IGN, by the way.
Wayne is hard as... Yeah. Oh my god, how did he win this fight? Brother, come on! You shouldn't be able to do that with a stinger. This is illegal.
My God. I don't think Motive even expected to win that round. And here we go.
That was just their
Map
bonus.
Oh. Hold
my
on. We got
God.
Minimize with a judge.
Yeah.
Couple rifles.
Huh?
Yeah, he's chilling inside the same main smoke. This could be problems. It's gonna have to be.
Especially with the slight high low, but Lou left him to his own
Oh,
devices.
yeah.
No!
पहले ने बैट किया.
Oh,
Just
man.
hear the despair in Pilski's voice, man.
I mean, it's perfection from Motive. They've waited out the gate crash there. Then they've given Minimize way too much to do. It's a bloody shrouded step into the corner. You've got a waylay light speeding over your head. Like, what do you even do against that?
And they've been doing that exact play repeatedly now, Motive.
Oh, he's got
Almost
like,
every single round on the attack half.
he's got a dimensional drift. He's picked up the judge. I think we know how this goes. We know how this goes, guys. You can hit the fast forward. Let's just go to the next map, all right? I don't want to watch this one.
You gotta watch through every single moment of this, Pilski. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm gonna have to make you watch and potentially suffer. He got the smokes up now. Waits to the back. He's fully blinded. Gets one. Gets out. Now the shots from Siren as he sweeps up underneath. And every single kill goes the way of Motive. It's a flawless round. And
Nuru bhai, pure domination. तो डोमिनेशन दिखाया है भाई साहब पहले ओके साथ डिफेंडिंग में फिर सिंगर अटैकिंग में
Winning challenges SCA all year long. The core of this team returning from last year's Ascension. They are looking bloody hot here. Quack.
Bloody hot is a slight understatement, perhaps.
हाईलाइट देखो guys.
You know, new compositions, some slight role swaps, and again, as you've mentioned, aptly put, a guy named Wayne to do it all.
By a guy named Wayne. He was absolutely everywhere. You can see it in the highlights here. He's getting kills on off angles, he's gate crashing out, he's re-peaking, and there's nothing that Eking can do about it.
I mean, this is the thing, you know, before coming into today, I would have thought Vera would have been the one to keep your eyes on, right? Vera versus Luke. But here comes Wayne. Basically, the addition to the team after Grumble left the squad because of, you know, other commitments from last year's DSG run. And Wayne just steps up like this.
I mean, Wayne, he's been a staple in this team for ages, hasn't he? He's been with DSG for quite a while now. So, you know, like, he has just been super solid. But he's someone that I only remember him playing Omen. He's got 110 officials on Omen. This is his second game on Yoru. He is unexpectedly, without even really anybody asking, showing us incredible duelist play. You know, eventually.
And some ridiculous shots to boot. I mean, I certainly did not expect that one. And I'm going to add, you know, a little bit more successful on the off than White Cat.
Yeah, a little bit. So, look, he'll definitely be one to keep your eye on. Even if he can't see, he's still getting kills. And unfortunately, there was just not much that Eking could do with that. So, their map pick up on a very woefully. And I did a little bit sheepish going through the rest of the series, Quack.
Yeah, we're going to have to toss it back over to this. Does our desk feel sheepish, perhaps?
We do feel that as well, Quack. I mean, what kind of domination was that, Morgan?
Yeah, I mean, that was insane. That was insane from Motive. I mean, I feel like this is why everybody's touting them to be one of the favorites in this tournament. I feel like they played that game so cleanly. They understood the macro. They stopped everything Eking were trying to do. And, you know, we have to talk about Wayne. Wayne was absolutely ludicrous this game. The casters were mentioning it. His second ever game on Yoru, and that's how he plays. Give this guy more games on Yoru. Absolutely unbelievable.
For sure. He was just pretty much playing like this was, you know, not even in competition. He was just doing everything that he could, showing off. Just give us as Valorant fans the best Valorant action that we could possibly see.
I mean, I was blown away. I felt like he was playing the game with cheats on. He couldn't die. Didn't matter what ridiculous situation he found himself in. He was always alive at the end of it. He was always getting kills. 25 to 5. A 5 KD. I mean, this guy was phenomenal. He took over this game, and Eking had absolutely no answers for his Yoru and his operator.
For sure. I mean, kind of discuss a little bit, you know, because Wayne with incredible stats this game, to lose like where it looked like Eking could turn things around, or was it just like a clear showing of dominance?
Well, it was only that very, very first few rounds, right? So we saw Motive win that pistol, and then the pistol and the conversion, and then Eking get 2 rounds back, and they were in the, you know, you feel like they're clawing it back, you feel like that they're able to sort of get the economy building, get those ults snowballing, but ultimately Motive shut it down. There was little glimmers there for Eking, but absolutely not enough. I mean, I'm scared for them as we move towards Motive's map pick.
Yes, for sure, and always we have mentioned so many times about this word called momentum, and I think Wayne single-handedly built up a mountain of momentum for the team as well, leading on to game number 2. What do you think needs to be done here by Eking to just be able to stay in the map?
I mean, I think you have to kind of mentally reset, but I do think these kind of maps in a way are easier to reset from. When you get absolutely destroyed like this, it wasn't even close. You just go, okay, let's move on. So I just want to see them reset and get ready for map 2.
For sure, and this is the time for them to reset as well. And for all of us here, just a quick break and we'll be back for map number 2.
We know where it's at, crank the volume, bring a friend. Cancel all your plans because this party won't end. We know where it's at, crank the volume, bring a friend. Cancel all your plans because this party won't end. We know where it's at, crank the volume, bring a friend. Cancel all your plans because this party won't end. We know.
How the scoreline played out, but now they're moving across into Motive's map pick, which is a map they're going to feel even more confident on. They have more reps on. Motive themselves are very good on this map in challenges SEA, and E-King only played this map one time in the most recent split in Oceania, so they don't have the most reps. And I also think we need to look out for the composition swaps again. We saw how Motive were ready to change their style to this double duelist, so will they do that here on this map? Because now E-King, their whole preparation is thrown off. They're not sure where to go and they don't know what to expect from this Motive team heading into Lotus.
Yeah, for sure. But one thing I think they have to be extra careful of this game is Wayne. I mean, the guy has been just pretty much, sorry to say, it's been just showing off in the first game. So like they really need to focus more on that performance by him as well, right?
I mean, I think we all need to be careful of Wayne.
Yeah,
If this is
yeah.
what he's capable of, I'm keeping a wide berth because he can't stop getting kills. I mean, this guy was just insane. You know, he's so well known for his smokes more than anything, and to come out and have a performance like that on the Yoru, on the operator, exactly when his team need it, it's just there's so much respect for that flexibility.
For sure, and I heard that it was only his second time on Yoru as well. And here we go.
Yeah, we have the agent select coming through on the side of Motive there. No changes. This is exactly what we would expect from them. It's the most standard default comp, and no changes on the side of E-King as well. We've seen them run this composition in the past. With this double duelist now, it will be them who want to be the aggressors. Lose Raise is very good, and Minimize stepping up onto the Yoru now. So no changes, no surprises. Everyone's had prep time for this, but this is Motive's map pick. They've picked it for a reason. They're very, very confident heading into this map too.
For sure, and it's once again just to kind of remind the viewers, this is Motive's map pick, so they will be very, very confident with it. But I believe that Quack and the casters will have much more to say. So let's pass it on to Quack and Pilski.
Thank you very much, Sarah and Morgan. Yes, we do have quite a bit to say. Singaporean caster, Aussie caster here as well. Do you have anything to say? Because I think the pressure is on for E-King.
I just like ran into
Chalo
the map and I just held my dog.
Let's see the last
That
match.
was the saddest
Aw.
thing I've ever
Well,
watched. But I'm hoping for recovery here, Quack. I need something from E-King. Interesting to look at this double duelist. Look, I remember, you know, back in the day, I would be very surprised to see Minimize on a duelist, but it is a
You've coached
style
some of
that
these
they
guys before,
played
yeah.
a lot. Yeah, I mean, it's a style they
Let's
played a
go.
lot in their domestic run. So I want to see how it works for them. Their IGL is playing that Yoru, and he is aggressing it to A main here. They've taken some rubble space. They've denied info to Flaring on that A side of the map. And they're kind of waiting for a response from Motive, who was set up quite heavily. They had a trap on front B. Sushi Boys spotting out the Prowler and a couple of players taking mount control, and you're immediately going to start to see some moves in the middle of the map from Motive.
Beginning to peek out, yeah. The footsteps and everything, of course, as well. But, ooh, okay, sheriff shots, and now they're going to back off.
Yeah, regroup straight towards C mount. It's just Sushi Boys over there on his lonesome. Motive re-clearing this A space as a team, which is exactly where E-King are heading. They are looking to regroup back towards A. So there'll definitely be a duel towards the door, I was gonna say, but that's a nicely timed smoke from E-King.
Nicely timed by Flaring as well. Okay, right on through though, and it's the trade successful for E-King this time. Akana with the spams against Baby Door. But here comes Flaring. This time, no more util. So he's just gonna come down to the shots, and he eats a bit of paint shells damage. Has to back off fully. Trying to work out with the rest of the team, but with the spike down and most of the E-King players healthy, this should be theirs. Still a shot from Wayne though. Okay, and he is back on the controller, but nonetheless traded. And everyone trying to play it out safe now. A slight plant from Sushi Boys, but also spotted out by the flash. And that is where Motive meets their doom. E-King with the pistol.
Yeah, nicely played there from E-King. Just playing the macro well, denying information across the map. They work every single part of it. This smoke and a nice timing for E-King makes a pretty big difference and allows them to pretty confidently get into that A site and set up a nice after plant. So this is really the start that they needed. Can see them getting excited about picking up that pistol because the last map was flat as anything.
Trying to make this a little bit rounder than flat, I suppose. They do have everything bought up. I like my geometry. Okay.
I thought you were going for like a conspiracy theory angle there.
A little bit. This is a conspiracy now, okay? Minimize is upset with that previous performance from Wayne.
He wants to be Wayne. He loves Wayne now. He's saying, I will outlaw you on the Yoru. I have felt that pain. Ready for the jump spot. Surely this should be a freebie onto Flaring if he goes for it.
Oh, and there he goes. Another shot! Wayne is the one who gets the trade. Oh, I can't. No, Wayne has the outlaw, and everyone's like, all right, let's... Nah, you know, they're getting the spike down and see.
Yeah, I mean, that is classic Minimize. Look, for those that don't know, a player that I used to coach, a player that was known for being the IGL and saying to everyone, discipline guys, don't peek, while he ran it down to get kills anti-eco, has just got a 4K with an... Unfortunately, that's handed the Outlaw to Wayne, and after what I saw him do last map, that might not have been wise.
If Wayne even gets one more kill, it's like... this is Minimize's fault.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh.
Page shells will flush him into their crosshair of Dragon, though, and King. Nicely done. 3 rifles secured. Looking positive, but it's only early days here, and as mentioned on the desk, this will be Motive's map pick, and it's a map where they have had a pretty good run on it in Challengers SCA. Another team that did come through for Challengers SCA, another one of the top dogs over there that will be present at Ascension here. Now they 13-2'd them on this map in the upper final.
13-2.
It was a domination, so you know that Motive is very confident on this map playing this comp.
Surely. That was a 10-2 defensive half as well, though, so I'm expected to see more now that they have the full buys, but here comes E-King, aggressive as ever. Off to the races, up A main now.
Will get slowed down by the Viper wall here, that crashing straight through it is Minimized. Nice pick onto Styron that will get him the Yoru ult.
And quickly into sight as well. Vera feeling the pressure, has to back off, but trying to receive more hits coming forward as well. Blast pack, but caught by Lou. There's that raise. Wayne now from the top, able to silence Dragon, so no more smokes, but they do have Spike down.
Where Flaring needs to start to get involved, start to come alive on this flank, maybe tickle the door, but E-King flipping the map a little bit, mostly playing from heaven and backside.
Should be pretty tricky spot for Motive to retake against. Flaring just taking some time to clear out the back, but here goes that door push. Sushi Boy's going down though, and more trades to come. Boombot just makes it a little bit tougher for Wayne, especially with the smoke up. And that's how they swing out. Kadiri, what a decision to go for it. Bonus round picked up because of it.
Yes, they are really starting to get some momentum. Starting to feel confident is E-King. Nice start to the round. You had the opening that you see from Paper Rex time and time again with the progression smoke out front side of Rubble. You'd usually see Jing jump straight into that. Blue takes that space hand in hand with Minimizer's gate crash, and they go straight through the Viper roll. Catch Tyron off guard, catch the raise, pants down in the back of the site as well, and it was pretty easy pickings from there.
Can already love the spirit that E-King are bringing into this map as well.
No.
With the buys, and it's Minimize to really maximize his input with his outlaw.
Shut up, Quack. Don't say that, bro. I don't need your dad puns here, alright? This is serious business, alright?
Oh, sure enough. Eco round.
Oh,
okay.
Nice shot from Flaring. Sushi Boy's on and off angle here. Going blow for blow with the Phantom. Dragon's going to shut that one down. And Motive getting a little bit of damage done. Wayne's in a cheeky position here. Pushing up the guts. There is the Nightfall picked up from Akana. Nicely. Surely we're watching the flank though, right? Surely.
Sorry, what was that? Min-maxing? You said min-maxing. And it's
I really hope you like solo casting. I hope you enjoy it.
Don't leave me. Wayne's gonna be able to push on up to find a little bit more, but well, it will be Flaring who ultimately gets left alone, broken up with the rest of the team now as he possibly looks for more angles. I mean, onto the Sheriff, wanting to get some exits if anything.
Just dodge the C's nicely. He's just going fishing, hoping that E-King will give him something, but, you know, it's really of little consequence outside of kind of the ult economy. Flaring wants to try to get one, maybe, you know, die after that, get a couple more towards the pit, but unfortunately does get nothing. Dragon will shut him down, and E-King up 4-0. They did choose to start on this attacking side of Lotus. They are playing that PRX comp. Minimize playing with so much confidence right now, getting a whole lot of anti-eco, you know, what's the word? You know, powerful. If you feel like you could do anything once you get 7 anti-eco kills in the last, or however many it's been in the last 4 rounds. That's a unique feeling all of its own.
Interesting that you had to insert the gender into there, but jokes aside, it's still going to be E-King back towards the A main push. Door quickly popped and Vera has to back off.
pushed away. You've seen Motive stick around near the Viper wall far too long previously and be punished for it, so they are going to give respect where it's been earned.
Oh, Boom about to check and confirm presence further as well, but at the same time, look at what's happening around Pillar.
Face your fear!
Be a fight inside of the door. Nightfall going to kick this one off for E-King, but Styron going 1-for-1 at least.
Just not too bad, and then the rest of the team to try to back out towards Heaven, but more spams coming through with this Phantom. Akana, good for one. Lou to lock it further down. Paint shells to block off the rest of Waterfall Angle as well, or Link. And then the spike goes down. I don't see how this is going to be a possible retake without utility from Motive now. Just the angles, and it's all gunfights from here on out. As long as King doesn't give them the tools, it should be fine. But unfortunately, a couple go off by the wayside. Dragon pulling them back in with a double kill at the end. E can continue on with this flawless win streak.
You got a little worried there for a second though. One player juggling utility. Sushi Boys wins that fight inside of that C-Link. And that's where you could start to see things fall apart a little bit. But E-King very quickly getting things back on the right foot. Dragon doing a really good job in that post plant. He's been playing this role for quite a while now, so you know he's comfortable playing those pivot positions.
Nice.
And talking a little smack as well. Timeout for Motive. Have not had the start to Lotus that they would have wanted. Won Ascent a little bit too easily off the back of a phenomenal performance from Wayne on the Yoru, but it feels like they might have let their foot off the gas a little bit now.
Surely. Not being able to contest for, you know, Rebel or anything much. They've always played these defenses off the back foot. 5-0, I think that earned you a little bit of smack talk, for sure.
Spin looking stressed. I've seen this in Challenges SEA a couple of times where Motive are falling apart a little bit, and Spin is always looking a little bit stressed in the coaching booth as a result.
A little bit frustrated? Perhaps?
Yeah, a little frustrated. He's spinning out a little bit, some might say. But
nice.
look.
Wow, and you call me out for that.
But look, let's see if Motive can turn this one around. They are that classic team where, you know, they've been winning multiple challenges SEAs. They've continually been one of the best teams inside of SEA over the last year. But sometimes they can completely go missing in these games. And unfortunately, the start of Lotus is looking like one of those games here, Quack.
Oh, definitely. We've seen some of these happen through the group stage of Split 3 and Challengers SEA, but let's see if they have it in them to recover, especially with this timeout now. Perhaps not for the current round with the slight half-ish bye going through, but this time a lot more presence around Rebel for sure.
C-Mount taken. Steel Garden secured. Motive rotating off of Rebel, leaving Wayne on his lonesome. It's him against the world with naught but a stinger.
Hiding inside of the smoke, though.
Right?
And he manages to just minimize. What a trade from Lou to then go in full contact, but a quick stop because of Flare's toxic screen, and it's Styron who punishes them with the Guardian shots. Mid-rounding over to B, though, perhaps.
Really great discipline to swing through the Viper's wall together. Killjoy turret dealt with. B-site taken here by E-King. Motive well aware of that, though. Little bit disjointed positionally to complete this retake. Do still have Vera over there on the A site. Need to take some space over towards A before they can kick this one off.
Trying to go for it, but also smoked off thanks to Dragon. Steel Garden ripped as well. Kadiri wants to secure the round, but bring around the back, and now it's the up angle from Baby Door. Dragon, what a transfer onto Flaring with the Guardian as he nails down every single final shot. Unbelievable towards the end. A Zowie clutch from Flaring.
Nice round, man.
Done. Just a glass cannon Guardian picked up there in that round from Flaring, able to secure the 1-on-2. Beautiful Zowie clutch from him. Things get a little bit messy in the mid round. You see Flaring take full advantage of that. I mean, not too many players will buy that glass cannon Vandal, that glass cannon Guardian rather, but Flaring is a player with really, really good first bullet aim. Very, very sharp when he's feeling himself, so you see him back himself with those mechanics, and it pays off beautifully for Motive to finally put a round together.
And thanks to that, they buy up some big guns as well.
The Odin out. They're well aware that Lou has made it across to Rubble, but he is isolated and picked by Ira missing the shot, but regardless, Motive still have a man advantage. They know exactly what the attacking side is doing here. Got a deep alarm bot on C mount here from Motive. They're just in complete control of this round, and they've got so many options to play with as well.
Boy, beautiful, yeah.
Especially. Well, looking for some options. E-King making it through the door, reveals their presence, and it's Flaring who feels the most pressure around this toxic screen. Backs himself out while the rest of the team comes in for support, but that leaves the C side open.
Yeah, but Motive, they've got a man advantage. They've got so many ults to play with. They're quite happy to just give E-King some space. Double nanos in the backside of the site. Sushi Boys is hanging around to defend here.
Gonna release the Nightfall first.
Oh.
Continuing the lurk though. Ooh, what a pop on the Flaring. Ikana as well as he continues to assault the site. That's a spray hit onto Styron.
Yep, Vera going to pick Kadiri in the middle of the map though and equalize the numbers. Sushi Boys does have the lockdown to play with. E-King throwing a progression smoke to potentially make him nervous about dropping it, but he'll do so nonetheless. And E-King will not push Waterfall. They must respect that and try to play the spam game with the Nightfall in the post plant.
Ooh, Dragon thinks to go for the from the shadows play to avoid lockdown. Cancels this at the end. It's a counter Nightfall sent across as well, but here comes Vera with the showstopper. Slightly decayed.
Nice!
The showstopper connects onto two! Explosive retake, multiple ults dumped, but a successful one nonetheless.
Yeah, things got a little bit scary there for a second for Motive. Like, I felt in complete control of that round. They were up 5-4. They had all those ults to play with. Kadiri starts to harass them in the middle of the map. They can spam one back as well. Yeah, nicely done at the top of the Omen smoke there. But really, the ults do all the damage there for Motive. Lockdown and the showstopper in quick succession. Some nice movement from Wayne as well to get some space inside of the site. And it's a success story for Motive. King on another buy here. Lou's got a showstopper and a jump to work with, and it looks like they want to go for it.
You got Flaring on this spot though. Snake bite. Potential sees to slow it down, but not quite successful yet. The movement from Lou drifts forward into sight with blast packs and a rocket. Just shot now. It's an Odin from Wayne to trade out. Akana quick with a response though, and just Sushi Boys on this operator. Spotted by the Prowler. Surely you've got to save.
I mean, they're giving him the respect that he deserves. He's staring at vines, a Prowler, and then a dark cover. Not giving him any angle, not giving him any opportunity to get back into this round. So indeed, he'll turn away and save that op. And E-King, nice utilization of the showstopper. Min-maxing the money as well with the judged purchase from Lou. Ends up paying off huge with that punchy B-site timing.
Turn out.
Pretty lovely to see Lou kind of return to that form, return to that flashy play that we kind of are reminded of from Ascension 23.
Yeah, I mean, like, exactly. He's one of the better duelists in Ascension 23, and we're talking about a tournament that had players like Jemkin in it, Yay, and those
Juicy.
kind of blokes. You know, Juicy, couple of decent duelists in that tournament, and Lou was one of the better rated players at that event. I've watched this guy play some of the best teams in the world and, like, absolutely hard carry. Like, this guy has a phenomenal level of talent. Honestly, watching some of the games domestically, he hasn't been in his best form. But if Lou hits top level form, then E-King is going to be 10 times scarier in a tournament like this.
Perhaps getting there. The Motive will make another go for it with the same purchase.
Quick fight out, Rubble. Motive wants to contest this behind the Viper wall here, Quack.
Oh. And quickly spotted by the Prowler as well. Lou confirms a kill against Vera. The Odin spam's still firing away, but to no eventuation. Siren going down.
Who's next?
And even with more players around these spots, it's going to be dimensional from Minimize that ultimately undoes this site. A shorty kill onto Wayne. How you like them apples? Flaring down and out by the smokes. And another end phase round where Sushi Boys just has to hold on to this op for dear life.
Yeah, I mean, they just haven't gone anywhere near him. That's really nice from E-King. Motive, they set themselves up very, very well with an A-trap there. Had multiple players ready to fight outside of the door, and E-King kind of swats that aside. Now they're on the hunt. They're looking for Sushi Boys. They've got the money to be able to lose a couple of guns here. They just want to take the operator away. He needs to hit every single shot, and so far so good. He's hit Kana with a leg there. He's going to place him down with the classic. But it's too much. Like, he's just got way too much to do. He's surrounded on all sides from E-King. So they will bring that op down and secure themselves a 7-2 here. This is a completely different game from Ascent. We're just seeing these map picks go either which way from these teams, which is exactly what you get in a tournament like Ascension Quack. Like, you get teams that have never played each other. They don't know the other team's strengths and weaknesses and what their map pool's looking like. So you really can end up with vetoes like this. Like, I remember in VCT APAC in like 23, feeling really confident going into a game against an Indonesian team with a good veto and getting absolutely smacked. And being like, those were our 3 best maps, you know?
Just completely goes topsy-turvy. I mean, that's exactly what kind of Morgan was talking about on the desk as well in the pre-show. You can boot camp in Thailand and stuff, or maybe even come in with preparation hot off the win from Vietnam, but are you prepared for this sort of international / inter-regional play that we have in Pacific, especially with so much time between, you know, each stage down to Ascension? So now it's this full buy. E-King taking it very carefully here, Pilski.
Yeah, I mean, if there is a team that is ready for it, it's E-King. Like, this team has done multiple boot camps overseas. They've played at Ascension 23. These players have a lot of experience right now. They've played some of the better teams in the world. They boot camp during Masters events, you know, to play some of those better teams. You know, not only just from the Asian region, but even, you know, teams from NA, teams from Europe. You know, they've had that practice against a lot of different styles, whereas other Oceanic teams really haven't.
Afforded to do a lot more, especially now that they have an org backing as well. So, no roadie jerseys for this year, but you're into a site where there's a successful stack from Motive. Opening Sheriff shot, a second one from Flaring, goes down into drop, and it's Vera quickly blast backing into Spike. Kadiri has to hold it down, but the spams from Flaring bring a success to Motive.
Quack. Oh, let me tell you about some things that are Australian, okay?
Okay.
You got snags on the Barbie, all right?
Sure.
You said roadies. We've got tradies. They're called
tradies. Sorry.
Yep, tradies. Roadies are the ones that set up the concerts and that. Tradies, you know, get on the tools. That's very Australian, all right? What's something you think is Australian, like the beach or something like that? You know? I'll tell you, there is nothing. Bondi? Bro, come on, you're killing me. There is nothing.
Bondi Beach?
Yeah, Bondi Beach. There's nothing more Australian than getting E-code. There is nothing more Australian than getting E-code. So that was very Australian from E-King, and Flaring has absolutely cooked them there. And we're just talking about his first bullet accuracy on the Guardian, and once again on the Sheriff, he's gone absolutely massive for Motive.
Oh yeah. Brought out shades of that stinger round from Ascent, but here they go again. Oh, just blind in. A bit of utility to support, but Motive this time able to withstand. Just peeking off the initial utility pops and finding successful hits against E-King, who are now slowed down to a near halt. They continue to try and aggress, but have to play careful around the doors. A TP towards the back, and Kadiri just to watch.
Okay, crush away from Minimize. Trying to make Motive consider the fact that they could have rotated away, gone elsewhere. Kadiri looking for a timing off the back of that, waiting for a mistake from Motive that won't eventuate.
Motive playing it safe though. No sound, but quickly spotted. Into a backed angle. Wayne still managed to get at least one. Kadiri now in a 1v2.
It's the youngest new addition of E-King, playing that Sentinel role. There's a lot of pressure to come up clutch in the 1v3 here, but he's picked up the Steel Garden off the back of that plant.
Quickly rips it for a couple more seconds off this spike. Holds on to the off angle. Manages to get the first tap. Flaring out for the wide swing. He just spams through this paper thin box.
flaring. Like 3 out of 4 of the rounds here from Motive have all been flaring. He is honestly really dragging Motive, kicking and screaming through this game on the defensive side. And unfortunately, Motive, or rather E-King, a chance to have a clutch there, going begging. Good attempt though, Theory backing himself on that off angle to just get that last tap through with the Guardian there. But flaring, getting the nice little crouch peek in and the spam through the box on the Phantom. A little bit better.
Okay.
A little bit more trash talk. Love to see it.
Especially because they're kind of facing each other on the stage as well. But here we go. Last round of the first half, buddy.
Yep. Sushi Boy's forced away. He does have an outlaw here. There's 4 players with light armor over on the side of E-King. But there you go. Showstopper secured for Lu. Surely just going to burst straight into this site.
Alongside the Nightfall as well. Every single flash, every single kit tossed in. But the Showstopper does not connect. It just buys a lot of space. Surely a spike went soon enough as they continue to fan out. Takes down Sushi Boys. Counter Nightfall sent out on the retake though, and it's a perfect angle towards the back where
Nice one!
Way down from stairs. A couple more shots towards the back of some E-King players. 7-5 at the end of the first half.
Yeah, really good recovery from Motive. Beautiful paranoia through spawn side. And flood from Motive off the back of that. It's a good recovery. After a couple of touch and go rounds, majority of the damage in this half done by flaring, but the rest of Motive recovering well as well, Quack.
It's quick recovery. It did come a little bit shaky towards that first half. I mean, round after round, and then minimize hunting down, gunning down Wayne and such. But here we go. It will be that little halftime break. Don't go away, because after this, it's gonna be more spicy action between Motive and E-King on on Lotus. Here we go again, straight into second half, and something I just realized as well, it might be Paper X's comp on E-King's side, it's Genji's comp on Motive's side.
It's true. I mean, look, these are just the most popular styles on this map for quite a while. Got a bit of the old versus the new here. Straight into the B site for Motive though. No one on E-King really in position to deal with any of this, and Vera's got a bloody frenzy and armor inside of the door.
And armor. Gonna pushes them off with the Prowler as well. So not wanting to dance with death for now, Lu and Akana gonna have to bide their time. Paranoia gets sent across, and that's gonna be the go signal now. Minimize, finding successful shots. Sarah can't quite hold on, and it's gonna be Wayne who tries to back out, but to no success. It's gonna be E-King picking up the pistol.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah, really nice B retake there. Something that they are very accustomed to is flooding into B. Really, really nice utility to be able to set them up to do so. It's a great paranoia in from Waterfall side. They know they were giving up the middle of the map there. In fact, it's the paranoia that actually flushes Vera into that duel with Akana, which is 100% ready for, and the rest of the the dominoes kind of fall after that. The big focus point for Motive there was definitely the raid boss, Frenzy Armor, inside of the door, and that just gets toppled fairly quickly. Another pistol picked up from E-King. But Motive definitely not out of this yet. I mean, they lost pistol, lost bonus, lost 5 in a row. But still recovered last half.
Let's see if they're able to do that again. I mean, this time on the attack, so could be a little bit more difficult, but who knows. Kadiri onto this Vi is able to slow everyone down in their tracks, but a couple managed to slip past, which really tosses things into chaotic moments.
E-King forfeiting the site. Good thing they did so. They definitely would have got util combo there if they stuck around on pillar side. Now organizing themselves for the retake.
निकल गया तो बढ़िया रहेगा भाई इको राउंड है
Bluebot at least confirms one out by stairs, but there we go again. It's Dragon's
No.
Paranoia, the catalyst for the retake to ultimately minimize on just the ghost. Flicks onto heads, and they spot out Sushi Boys by the final end.
This guy's got so many eco kills this game. Like, how many has he got? How many? It's crazy.
The outlaw from before?
Yeah, again, like, that's another 3k on the eco. This guy's an absolute farmer. He's definitely got a future in agriculture, which is good news because he is from Western Australia, guys. You know, there's a lot of empty space over there. Get something going if this doesn't work out for him. But look, nice nice eco, anti-eco win there from E-King. They're going to get into the bonus now. They did manage to topple Motive on their last bonus, and it is going to be a bit of a fight over A rubble here.
Should be a right read across the map as well. A sudden push from Motive in this spot, but quickly getting tagged out. Paint shells lobbed across, but it doesn't eventuate much. Lou able to gun down most, but Sushi Boys and Flaring fight back.
Straight back from Motive, keeping this one interesting. Flaring barely alive here. Could get blown over by a small gust of wind, essentially. One kill off with the Dimensional Drift, which could be used to secure this round if that's what E-King want to do. Have the shear in position on front B, and Kadiri is close enough to rotate.
No.
Recalling my box.
Oh no. Yeah, I might have overthought the decision as well. It takes further time away from the spike plant, but Sushi Boys deep into cover, able to take down Kadiri, and now the call over to C site. Minimize on with this outlaw on a retake.
Could be tough.
Spike planted.
Especially with the angles too. Scoped in, can't see too much, and Sushi Boys makes quick work.
Good recovery from Motive. Very, very nice rubble fight though. You can see here from E-King. Do have Lou who pushed up inside of that over on rubble side, and the second wave of that was the team on rubble with the blind side. Caught multiple players with their pants down. But despite a messy early to mid round, the 2v2 goes the way of Motive. They just do the high percentage play, push through the middle of the map together. They've got the better weapons. Op out now for Minimize.
And potential Dimensional Drift too. It's Lou again with a judge into the spot, but caught by the seas. Dragon trying to bail everyone out with the Paranoia. Goes in for the swing. Almost snaps onto more, but it's the Odin spam onto the other side that catches more players from Motive. They cannot stay in this spot, but they've all gone down.
Yeah, these rubble fights are just way too strong from E-King. I mean, we say it all the time. The team that can dominate rubble on Lotus is often the team that is going to win the map. And so far, it's felt like E-King have been the better of the two. Minimize going to end the round with the operator in hand. 5 players surviving for E-King there after doing a lot of damage with the bonus round. That will definitely break Motive's economy. But it's the same timing yet again there, Quack, that goes so well for E-King. You get the initial exchange of util in the early round, and then it's the follow-up Paranoia with multiple players swinging off the back of that.
Well, you can hear it, the utility definitely having a lot of impact coming from E-King. Not to mention the fact that they've reached up to double digits, still holding on to a couple of ultimates as well.
Opts out to Minimize.
Awesome.
Dealt with in the middle of the map, took absolutely everything out of Akana. It's just one of those days, man, where the smallest task feels impossible. We've all been there.
To be fair, it's a Odin, and you know, it took a little bit of time to scope it. We'll give him some chops, but Motive trying to creep forward. Sushi Boy's caught out outside of Mounds. Now some taps towards the top of Heaven. It's going to be a quick signal for the rest of E-King to get prepped up for a potential B hit. Nightfall and Dimensional Drift. They want this map bad.
Yeah, investing a lot of ults against what is essentially an eco with only one rifle. Might be more costly than necessary, but hopefully won't come back to bite E-King in the long run.
All right. As long as you secure this round, but look at Motive.
Yeah, pivot back towards that A side of the map. Can't get an angle on the op because you have been smoked off. Lou will have to respect this A control. Motive will be able to get themselves into a post plant here.
Managed to avoid the Rose as well, so Spike Plant goes in. Anyone close to ultimates, perhaps Wayne, but that's a no-win, so not too much, just tucked into the corner. Shot's not successful. It's Lou, and he goes in for the tap. Makes Motive feel a lot more nervous as they right-click away from inside of the smoke, but as soon as smoke dissipates, it's kills on top of kills, and E-King onward and upward.
4 alive, really securing control of their economy now. They've got a fair bit of cash in the back pocket, but up 11-6. After a shocking performance on their map pick, the mental recovery to come back into this game, you could just hear it from them in the replays, celebrating these round wins. They are really starting to feel themselves. Dragon's been very consistent, some nice taps in that round. Minimize has been outstanding on the Yoru, op in hand. And at the end of that round, Showstopper secured for Loot. It's a really nice retake tool. Motive might be one of the last gun rounds they get going into this game. Close to a lot of ultimates. We'll see if they want to try to work this orb control.
It's going to be quite the climb for them to even out the score too, though. But at the same time, you know, if this keeps up for E-King, they might even have a pretty good chance at closing out the series onto the third map. But for now, just spot it out. Minimize. His gate crash has expired. Oh, quickly sets up another.
Got out. Showstopper picked up from Vera. I love the position from Minimize. Doesn't end up eventuating into anything. The timing is so awkward. Prouder to clear front B here. E-King looking for information. Alarm bot dealt with. Motive pivoting back towards that A side of the map. Oh, Sushi Boys, he was trying to sell a false bill of goods over there on the C side of the map. He hits the door, but he pays the price for it.
It's going to be somewhat costly. Trying to work alongside Flaring's utility and smokes now, but Minimize is already right on top.
It's just going bad to worse for Motive, and now they're going into the A site against the Showstopper.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, had a brief second where they thought about potentially going over to B, but more players and everyone is surrounded. Odin at the end to take down Vera, and E-King have reached up to map point.
Yeah, this is just a phenomenal recovery. I'm so impressed with the mental resilience from E-King right now. Oh, very impactful from Minimize. Took a couple of pointers from Wayne in that last game, I think. Spam through the bloody door. Everyone's getting involved in the action. Another nice 2K on an off angle from Dragon as well. Timeout for Motive. One thing is for sure, Spin will be molding.
I think he has been bald before. One way or another, I think this is very un-Australian of you, Pilsky.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Spin has got a sick mullet. That's for sure. I'll give him that. He has got a sick mullet. You can't see it from this angle, but bloody hell. And look, I think the look on the coaching staff's face says it all there. They are feeling pretty dejected about how this map is going. But this is really just a metaphor for Motive Esports as a whole. Like, they are winners when they're playing their top level game. They look unstoppable like you saw on Ascent, but they are a team that inexplicably can go completely missing sometimes.
There's always been kind of the pattern with them throughout the entire challengers this year. certainly something that they need to deal with coming into Ascension, because if not, like you mentioned before, the slightest mistake and everything could go south.
Overthink it.
At least for now, for E-King, it's going in a pretty good direction.
Potential fight on Mount here could be huge.
Ooh. It's a 3-stack as well that's not fully noticed yet.
Yeah. Motive are not interested. They've crept outside of rubble
I have the spike.
behind their Viper's wall and the orb. They're just going to use that as a bit of a launching pad to get straight into this A site. They have the ults to do so as well. Nightfall and Showstopper. It's a full retake setup for E-King, but the Yoru's already over here on and off angle with the op.
Anybody going through door? As the Prowler catches on to minimize, but oh, he TP's out! Showstopper, no connection!
Zoning E-King straight away. Now prepping themselves for the retake here. Both the Nightfall and the Showstopper already invested for Motive.
You're done. Oh! And it's a shot mid-air against Flaring as well. Blue has a full kit. Blind shots from Sushi Boys catches onto Akana though. And now, having the pressure, E-King actually just goes in to deal with every single player bit by bit. Vera's now down and out. And with more utility thrown in, that will be the entire map. Every single player from Motive down like dominoes, and E-King managed to push us into a third map.
Yeah, beautiful recovery from E-King. Able to play a fantastic game of Lotus here, spearheaded by Minimize, the IGL on the Yoru. Really impactful performance, great structure, a lot of nice little set plays that really helped them dominate that rubble control. And unfortunately for Motive, very characteristic of them, looking like maybe the best team in this tournament on Ascent, and then going completely missing on their own map pick.
A map which they have been
चलो guys, मिलते हैं
darn
आपकी स्ट्रीम
successful, and
पे
especially in that
स्ट्रीम बंद
playoff
करना
stage
पड़ेगा
from Split
देखते
3. It's
जीतता रहूंगा
the
कौन
strangest,
जीतता है
weirdest thing, but perhaps, you know,
अभी
with
अपनी
Tate studied.
निकाल
HSC,
लेंगी
you
इस बात
mentioned
का
this rumble control, and it was incredibly
चलो
dominant
guys,
from Rico.
bye bye